Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. It's way too hot. West Sub-Region semifinal game between the Williston State Tetons and the Dawson Community College Buccaneers. West Sub-Region semifinal game between the Williston State Tetons and the Dawson Community College Buccaneers. Do. 26 and a half minutes left before first serve here in Williston. Checking audio levels. That's too high. Backing down. Check 1 2. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining that's on the YouTube stream. We're not on the radio yet, just getting going here. Glad to be here for another edition of YouTube Volleyball. Your host, Mike Reuter, bringing you the game. So thanks for joining. See, there's some of you watching. Hey, got some minutes to kill. You have any questions about the Tetons, the college, or Williston if you're out of the area? I'm in chat. Go ahead and ask them if you're there, and I will gladly respond back to you. I have 10 minutes to kill before we start the broadcast, so if you're interested in anything, fire away.
660 Keys News Radio weather.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast for the 660 Keys listening area. Cloudy this afternoon, the high 52. Overcast this evening, a touch of rain, going to be breezy, low 40. And remaining cloudy tomorrow, a little rain becoming mixed with snow, accumulating according to an inch. But it will be breezy in the afternoon tomorrow, high 43. All in all, it continues into Monday. Total storm snowfall 2 to 4 inches expected, high Monday 36. I'm AccuWeather's Ruth O'Brien.
Rocky Mountain Crude Oil is currently hiring Class A CDL drivers in Watford City, Williston, and Sydney. Are you looking to work for an established company in your area? Do you want the ability to be home every night? Then Rocky Mountain Crude Oil is the employer for you. They offer great pay and a sign-on bonus for CDL certified drivers. Drivers must have a minimum of 2 years of experience. You can inquire today by calling or texting 406-876-2051. Rocky Mountain Crude Oil is an equal opportunity employer.
Here's Police Chief Dave Dreyevich.
Marijuana ruins lives. Legalizing marijuana will increase addiction and mental illness. It will make our streets less safe, and it will lead to increased drug use, especially by kids. The backers of Measure 2 are not telling you the truth. Marijuana is not safe, and we don't need another way for people to ruin their lives. Please join law enforcement from across North Dakota and vote no on Measure 2.
Paid for by the Brighter Future Alliance. Pat Finken, Chair.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but what about the nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons. Sinusitis, colds, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Over 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. Navage is good personal hygiene and can help you stay healthier. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Barrett Pharmacy and Variety welcomes you to Watford City and wishes you a happy and safe Halloween. The Cellar Dwellers welcome crafters and quilters to check out the latest arrivals. And on the main floor, home decor and items galore with the newest trends for the season. Pictures and loads of other unique items for cooler weather are arriving all the time. And you're going to find a great selection of cards for any occasion. Barrett Pharmacy and Variety, Main Street, Watford City, North Dakota. When I have a question about over-the-counter drugs, I know I can always ask my pharmacist at Barrett Pharmacy. Whether the question is about cold and flu meds to a headache, my pharmacist always knows what's best for me. You too can trust the pharmacist at Barrett Pharmacy. And when you're not well, Barrett Pharmacy will deliver your prescriptions for free in Watford City. Not only is your pharmacist a professional, there's always friendly service with a smile. Barrett Pharmacy and Variety in Watford City. Holiday parties are approaching and families are already planning events for 2023. Hi, this is Jeff Nelson with the Music Machine. I want to say thank you to all the folks who've made 2022 a positive year of providing DJ shows and sound for events. The Music Machine continues to be family-owned and fun-oriented. I have literally run into so many folks that say things like, 26 years ago you did our wedding dance, or we have X number of kids, or even grandchildren now. Memories that last. If you're getting married or have a family event coming up, I would love to visit with you. My number is 701-770-1257. We can also provide big screens and projectors and have high-quality equipment to provide great sound. Hire a local company that works hard for you. Call me today at 701-770-1257. That's 770-1257 for the Music Machine.
From ABC Sports, I'm Joey Waller. NFL second quarter, Bengals a 21-zip bulge on the Falcons. Joe Burrow with touchdown passes to Tyler Boyd, 60 yards, and a 32-yarder to Jamar Chase, plus Joe Mixon, a 1-yard TD run. An exchange of field goals so far. The Lions at Dallas with Detroit leading 6-3.
Titans up 10-0 on the Colts. That's Andrew Adams with a 76-yard pick six of Matt Ryan. Packers out 14-3 at Washington. Aaron Rodgers a 4-yarder to Aaron Jones. Devondre Campbell a 63-yard pick six of Taylor Heineke. Bucks at Carolina scoreless. Jags lead the Giants 11-10. Travis Etienne a 7-yard run and the 2-point conversion for the lead. And the Browns up 10-6 at Baltimore. That's Nick Chubb a 2-yard run. Shortly, NLCS in Philly. Padres Phils. Phillies leading 3-1. This is ABC Sports.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right, start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 888-74-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 888-74-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 888-74-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building fast and easy. Call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-747-8335. 888-74-STEEL.
ALCS last night, Christian Javier and 5 Astros relievers blanking the Yankees 5-zip. Manager Dusty Baker's team continues silencing those bomber bats and now seek a sweep.
They're always dangerous. The Yankees are always dangerous, especially here in New York. And so we had an opportunity to close it out and win tomorrow. So we're going to take every opportunity to try to do that.
That is now tonight, of course, a New York Slugger Aaron Judge's team at a deep 3-0 series hole.
It's a big game 4 coming up. Even if we get down, I'll stick with this and do our thing. I understand why why there's boos and why there's yelling at times, but we got to pick it up as a team, and it's going to take their support, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's 7:07 Eastern, Game 5, Lance McCullers Jr. against Nestor Cortez. College football yesterday. How about TCU erasing that 18-point second-half deficit, beating Kansas State 38-28 for Coach Sonny Dykes.
We went in and nobody panicked, and it was just like, look, we just need to go out and put a drive together, score some points, get back in this thing, and we did.
After Clemson's comeback win over Syracuse, Tigers coach Dabo Swinney saying that DJ Uiagalelei remains his starter. That after highly rated backup Cade Klubnik fuels the Clemson victory in that game. Joey Waller, ABC Sports.
It's time for another edition of Teton Volleyball on your exclusive home for Teton Athletics. Join us as we bring you every bump, set, and spike as the Tetons battle their way through the Mondac Conference. Let's send it over to your voice of the Tetons, Mike Reuter.
Hey there, sports fans. Mike Reuter here from the Well in Williston. It is postseason action for Williston State Teton Volleyball. Tetons are home against Dawson Community College and the Buccaneers. Winner gets to play the winner of Miles Community College and the Bismarck State Mystics. That will happen on Wednesday at the away location. So if it's Miles, it'll be in Montana. If it is Bismarck, the Tetons would be traveling to Bismarck for that one, getting a win today. About 13 minutes left to go before the first serve here in Williston, and both teams are on the court getting warmed up. Tetons pregame, they look like they are very locked in and ready to go, trying to continue their impressive push that they have had the last few weeks. Take a look at the tail of the tape between these two teams, starting off with Dawson Community College. Dawson coming in with an overall record of 11-8 on the year, 5-7 in conference. That ties the Tetons for the second spot in the West Subregion. But the Tetons got the advantage on sets played, so they were able to secure the home playoff game today in Williston. Way on the road, Dawson is just 4-7 for the year and 2-7 on neutral playing field. Their last 5, they won on the 19th against Miles Community College, 3-1. They lost to Jamestown JV on the 15th and Assiniboine on the 15th that same day, part of a doubleheader. Versus Trinity Bible, they won 3-0. And then on October 14th, they lost to Lake Region in a sweep. So in their last 5, they are 2 wins and 3 losses. Looking at the stats to take a peek at where Dawson stands for a lot of the stuff, up and down on a lot of their rankings in the conference. They're first in the conference in total attacks, but they are 4th in hitting percentage. So a big discrepancy there between the amount of attacks they get and how many are accurate and on the mark. Service aces, they're first in the conference as well. 99 total service aces in conference play, 226 overall on the season, and they average just a tick over 2 service aces per set. But they do the downside for Dawson, where they're a little bit lacking. Blocking errors, they are first in the conference, 128 blocking errors, and ball handling errors, also second in conference play at 98 ball handling errors. So some unforced errors for Dawson really does not help their efforts out on the court. We'll take a look at the Williston State Tetons to see how they've got to where they're at right now. Tetons also with a 5-7 conference record, 10-18 overall on the season. They're winners of their last 3. Their last 5 games, they won a huge game last week at Botno. That one went 5 sets, 3-2, versus Dickinson State JV. That was in Dickinson on the 17th, and that one Tetons started out a house of fire. They won set number 1 by the final of 25-3. As part of a non-conference tournament, they won 2 of 3. They won versus Assiniboine Community College in a sweep. They lost to Jamestown JV, and then they beat Trinity Bible in 4 sets, 3-1. Taking a look at the Tetons, one stat that really shines out for them is Tetons being first in the conference play in digs, and they are first in digs per set, also first in blocks, solo blocks, so the digs per set are anchored by the libero number 1, Ashlyn Halford. Halford, who has close to 700 blocks or 700 digs so far this year. Earlier this year, she went over the 1,000 mark for her career. And Montasia Jones, the reigning Mondac Player of the Week, has been leading the block up front. She's also been aided by Peterson and Schultz to a great front court set that they have been turning everything away. Leading attacker for the Tetons back on the court, that is Daphne Sanchez. She is back to close to being 100%, and she looked locked in before the game. She came up huge in sets number 4 and 5 in Botno to make sure the Tetons would be at home today instead of having to travel to Dawson. And Tetons, where they have stumbled a little bit in the conference play, and they are second in block errors, 1 behind Dawson. So Tetons have a lot of blocks, but they also have some block errors on their play. About 8.5 left to go before we get underway with this one here from the Well in Williston. We're going to step aside for a 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we'll have our pregame coach's comments when I caught up to Coach Hink just a few minutes ago. So we'll step aside for 2 minutes and be back more for the Teton pregame show here from Williston.
From their humble beginnings in 1910 through 4 generations, family-owned First International Bank and Trust has been delivering on the promise to help dreams come true, one customer at a time. Their style of banking places the focus on you first and your overall experience, keeping your best interests in mind and striving to provide smart financial solutions that improve and simplify your life, letting you get back to what matters most. First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Of all your choices for a financial institution, clearly the best is the West. Western Cooperative Credit Union is money done the Western way. WCCU provides you with good old-fashioned Western hospitality every time you walk through our door. We treat you like neighbors ought to treat each other, because that's just who we are, neighbors. So head west. You'll know you're here when you see the bison on our sign. Join the herd at Western Cooperative Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
McDonald's of Williston is proud to support all the Williston State Teton athletic teams and would like to wish them success this season. McDonald's would like to thank the community of Williston and the surrounding area for your patronage over the years. Hey, the next time you're in town, stop by McDonald's for a great meal or a quick snack. McDonald's of Williston. Breakfast, lunch, or dessert, come on into McDonald's of Williston. Proud to be a part of Teton Athletics and proud to be part of the Williston community.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Hey there, sports fans. Welcome back. Mike Reuter here for Teton Volleyball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons out on the court sporting some brand new jerseys as they look to warm up, getting some of those outside attacks in. Now it is time to catch up with the pregame comments that I had with Coach Chelsea Hink just a few minutes before. I was able to talk to her and then have a nice conversation with her, and then talk a little bit of inside volleyball. So we'll have that conversation here right now.
Coach, you guys finally made it to postseason play. A home game that you guys worked so hard in. Got that big-time win against Botno to host at the Well. Dawson's here. You guys know the story. You've split during the year. How was the team looking?
We're looking really good. I mean, right now we're really just trying to focus on what we know how to do best and hold what we've been doing at this peak in the season and continue it over into this home advantage today.
Well, I was able to catch up with a couple of the girls during the hockey game in between periods, talk to them. Jalen joined me, and I asked her how much it's meant to have Daff back in the rotation and get that connection back. And, she was it was a sigh of relief and so much excitement to have Sanchez back in the rotation. And that fourth and fifth set, she really came through for the team. So can you talk to how important it is to have her on the court?
It's extremely important. I mean, she brings a different energy. Obviously, she brings a different momentum on our offensive threat side. But she kind of brings all the glue together. So it's really good to have her at the point in time that we have her. She excites everybody, and she brings a different level of confidence that we need to be able to push through what we need to push through here in postseason.
So it seems like you guys are really firing on all cylinders at the best you can at the right time. Is that just kind of a credit to the team, or is that how you kind of planned it, work towards it? How did that kind of fall into place?
I would love for it to say that it was something that I did, but more than rather, it's something that the team did. They adapted and overcome what they needed to do as individual players that brought them a strength as a unit. With the situations that we dealt with this year with injuries and ups and downs, they have truly come together and really done what they need to do to be able to be here right now, and I'm super, super proud of them. They've worked really hard, and it's really starting to show off.
And, big time game like this, big moment, you get a little extra adrenaline, a little surge. What do you say to the girls pre-game to make sure they're locked in and focused?
Locked in and focused is key component. I guess the biggest thing is that we just focus on our play. We play all-out effort, relentless behavior, and we can stay calm and composed, then that's how we're going to continue to keep this run we have going against Dawson.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight, and sprinkle the dub.
Let's do it.
That was Coach Chelsea Hink. Pre-game, we see Tetons still out on the court. Dawson took a trip to the locker room to have their last-minute powwow before the game. Just 3 minutes left to go before we get warmed up here, or before we get started. First serve, and Tetons are looking like they are firing on all cylinders, attacking with some intensity. So they are ready to go here at the Well in Williston. It is a green-out night in Williston here. Tetons and Dawson, just a couple minutes to go. We see the student section starting to fill up, as is the rest of the Well. So perfect opportunity. Come on, throw on your Green Day Game Day outfit and apparel, and head on down to the well to the Williston to cheer on those Tetons if you can make it. If not, you can join us right here on 660 Keys News Radio, on our app, or on keysradio.com all the time for every single Teton volleyball game for the rest of the year, as well as we will be your home for Teton basketball, men's and women's, Teton hockey, Teton baseball, and Teton softball. And we'll be bringing you all the exciting action as both men's and women's sports make their way through these Mondac conference schedules. Yesterday at the well here in Williston, it was a scrimmage game for Teton basketball, and they were hosting the United Tribes in the well, and so got their first preseason warm-up action. Got to see it, so those two teams will be very, very fun to watch all season long. Also, hockey got underway last Thursday. They were at the Agra here in Williston. They hosted Utah State, although it didn't go the way that the Tetons wanted it. They lost 6-2 to Utah State. They got some good experience in their trek through the ACHA season. Here, 1 minute left to go before we get started off. Tetons will be in their brand new home white uniforms with green trim and green shorts. Libero Ashlyn Halford will be in her black and green top. Dawson coming up with their black tops with red letters and red bottoms, and their libero will be in their white jersey with red lettering. Both teams heading to the bench. It's about time to get started. We're going to step aside for one last 3-minute timeout, and then we will be back for the first serve and starting lineups here from Williston.
You don't have to drive hundreds of miles to get a great deal on a new or used vehicle. Price sells cars at Williston Auto. We're in the business of beating the deal from any dealer. Go ahead, shop around from Bismarck to Billings. Then bring us their best deal. We'll squish it like a bug and beat it like a rented mule. No animals or insects were injured while making this commercial. Price sells cars at Williston Auto and WillistonAuto.com. See dealer for details.
G&G Pharmacy, an independent, locally owned retail pharmacy committed to providing you top-notch customer service from their friendly, fast, and knowledgeable staff. Open 7 days a week. G&G Pharmacy offers the convenience of a drive-through window and a traditional retail store. Huldaset and Doug Toys available at their downtown service drug location. And no more wondering when your prescription's ready. Use the mobile app or receive a text message when it's ready from G&G Pharmacy. 572-RXRX. That's 572-7979.
On Sundays, your NFL team is always playing at Buffalo Wild Wings. With 63 HD TVs having the NFL package, you will not miss a minute of action. Enjoy wings, salads, sandwiches, and more as your teams take the field. Come in and fan up while enjoying the variety of beers on tap from kickoff to the final whistle. Located at 417 Rieger Drive in Williston, North Dakota, football lives here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beers, sports.
Performance Plus, something new from American State Bank and Trust Company, an account that fits your active lifestyle. Free digital banking services including bill pay, remote deposit, and e-statements, an instant issue debit card, limited ATM fee refunds, and no maintenance fees. Go to ASBT.com for terms and conditions and stop in our Main or North offices to open your new Performance Plus account. Banking the American State way. It's banking your way with Performance Plus. Member FDIC.
Invest in yourself at Williston State College.
Scholarship opportunities are available to local and regional students. Eligible students can receive up to $12,000 in tuition and fees.
Make an investment in your education and future with 13 CTE and 15 associate programs, including business management, cybersecurity, agriculture, massage therapy, nursing, petroleum automation, IT, welding, and diesel technology.
Let them help you with that investment in your life. Call 701-774-4200 or visit willistonstate.edu/scholarships.
So you need a new vehicle. You've done your homework, and a new Honda would be perfect. Reliable, fuel efficient, stylish, perfect. But where do you go? Why not your hometown Honda dealer? Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston. We have a nice selection of affordable new Hondas, and when it comes time for service, Ryan Honda's authorized Honda Service Center will keep your Honda running its best for years. Come see us today, your full-service hometown Honda dealership, Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston, or shop RyanHonda.net.
I could have
We're back here at the Well in Williston, starting to announce some of the non-starters, starting off with Dawson before they get to the starting lineups. Starting off for Dawson, number 4, Grace Zier. Number 6, Jenna Kilovig. Number 8, they're starting off with the Tetons. So starting lineups for the Tetons as they get the rotational players in for the Tetons will be number 1, Ashlyn Halford. She is a libero sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida. Number 2, Montasia Jones, outside hitter, sophomore from Live Oak, Florida. Number 3, Amaris Boggs, outside hitting sophomore from Las Vegas. Number 11, Daphne Sanchez, outside hitting sophomore from El Paso, Texas. Number 12, Jalen Walruff, outside hitting freshman from Blue Springs, Missouri. Number 14, Emily Schultz, an outside hitting sophomore from Billings, Montana. And number 9, Greta Peterson, a middle outside hitter freshman from Ward, Montana. Tetons, a fairly young team. They have just six sophomores on the squad. One of them, number 7, Taryn Speak. She's out this year with an ACL and MCL tear, but she was given a medical gray shirt, and she will be able to return next year for a 3rd season. And with her coming back for a super sophomore year, that'll be able to rotate Jalen Walruff, who has been in at setter for the majority of the year, back to her traditional outside hitting position, and also give the Tetons more options at setter and be able to do quite a few more things. So Chelsea Hink and the Tetons are ready to go. They got the starting lineups ready. And Dawson and the Tetons now making their way across midcourt as they are getting set to go. First to 3 victories here at the Well in Williston on TO Court. And both teams are hyped and ready to go. Coaches look ready. I was able to talk to all of them before the game, and they were excited. They're pumped. Team had a pregame meal last night, so they went out to eat and then went out and checked the haunted corn maze and haunted house here in town. So they had some team building exercise and just be able to celebrate and enjoy the moment. They are huddled up, and senior captain Ashlyn Halford is getting them ready to go. Tons up, hands up. It's a green out game here in Williston for the West Regional quarterfinal or semifinal game. So Tetons starting out on the court. Front row will be Boggs, Schultz, and Jones. Back row will be Walruff, Peterson, and Oliver. Peterson will be subbing out right away for Ashlyn Halford. Looking over at Dawson, front row for them will be Mason Moore, Sierra Pettish, and Jenna Kelovig. Coming in is Grace Zier, the libero. She'll be joined in the back by Rihanna Hawkins as well as Natalie Edgar. Tetons will start serve. Jalen Walruff starting off the service rotation for Williston State. Waiting for that final whistle to get things going. Here it goes. We are set. Let's do the dang thing. Playoff volleyball starts now. Here comes the serve to the Tetons. That's taken in the back row. Set up by Moore. Outside attack coming. Walruff with the dig. Halford with the bub up. Here comes Schultz from the outside. She sends it. Received by Dawson. Another outside attack to Oliver. Walruff with the outside set to Boggs. A little pump, and that's going to be dug up right away. Halford with the dig. Outs is going to go to Schultz. She gets it off some hands and down. Tetons take the first point. Up 1-0 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Jalen Walruff back to serve once again. Tetons have carried some fantastic service sets here en route to their last fantastic play over the couple of months. Next serve from Walruff, going to the back row. A little bit of a miss hit. Going to have to come a late outside attack. Blocked to the net by Jones. Here comes a bump up by Zier. She sends it out to the back off the hands of Alyssa Oliver, and Dawson's on the board, tying things up at 1 apiece. Back to serve for Dawson. Number 17, Mason Moore. Moore, the sophomore setter from Kalispell. She is back, and Teton fans letting them hear it. Here comes a serve, and that is going to be an ace right in front of Oliver, and wasn't expecting it. Thought the front row was going to grab it, so Dawson takes a 1-point lead here, 2-1. Moore back to serve one more time. Dawson with a 1-point lead. Here's the serve from Moore. Jump serve on the way. Oliver again, and that is going to be another ace. And Oliver not happy with herself after that one. So 2 straight aces by Dawson give them a 3-1 lead. So Oliver creeping up a couple of steps here on the serve, playing closer to that middle row. Moore again for her third serve. That one goes to Oliver. She receives it. Now it's going to go to Boggs. Boggs gets it down there and in. Amaris Boggs with the kill. Tetons get the side out and the serve. Oliver coming out. Daff Sanchez coming in. And Amaris Boggs is back to the service line. Boggs takes her practice dribbles. Gets ready to let it fly. Here she comes with the jump serve. It's a rocket to the back row. Bounce up. Moore with the bump. Here comes a long attack to the outside. Blocked at the net by Jones. Montasia Jones says this is a no-fly zone. Sends it down, and the Tetons have it tied up at 3 apiece. Boggs back to serve one more time. Tetons looking to reclaim a lead. Here comes a serve from Boggs. That one's taken high. Misplayed a little bit. A back row attack coming, and that one will sneak in the line. Past Walruff. Boggs can't get to it. Dawson stays up by 1, 4-3. Boggs will check out. Maya Pospisil will come into the game. Pospisil, number 8 for the Tetons, defensive specialist, freshman from Billings. Service coming from Dawson. That'll be sent over to Pospisil. She digs it out there. Here comes Sanchez. First attack. Tries to short arm it and hits the top of the net. Doesn't lip over. And Dawson has a 2-point lead. 5-3 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Back to serve once again, Taylor Fisher. She goes for a flat-footed serve. She'll send a line drive to Pospisil. Laura Jones, push shot, and they're going to call a carry on the Tetons. And they say Jones got underneath that one and pushed it up just a little bit. So that was a close 50-50 call on a carry, but they gave it to Dawson and now have a 3-point lead, 6-2. Fisher again on another serve. Jones takes it on the dig. Walrup outside. Sanchez, she's going to hit it down, but it's dug up by Moore. Here comes an attack, little touch attack. Sanchez with the dig. Walrup with the long push right over to Moore. Set up by Zier. A long attack to the outside. There's a touch on the block, and Sanchez with the dig. Here comes Schultz. Sends it over Zier right, or Moore right there. Now to Zier with the outside set. An attack right to Pospisil. Set up from Walruff to Sanchez. She gets it down. Block touch, but it gets down there in front of the back row. Tetons stop the rush, and now it is 6-4 with Ashlyn Halford back to serve. The libero sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida, trying to put the Tetons back over the top. They had a 1-0 lead here to start things off. Here comes a serve from Halford. Back to Zier. Set up by Moore. Outside attack coming, and that one's going to sail long. They're looking for a touch, but not there. Outside attack sailed for Dawson. Now just a 1-point set here in set number 1, 6-5. Halford back to serve one more time for the Tetons. She takes her practice dribbles and gets ready to run into the jump serve. She lets it fly. There it goes, taken to the back row. Set by Moore to the outside. A late attack, and again another Teton point. They're looking for a touch and aren't getting it, and now they call it a touch. So they give the side out. So the petition by head coach Dina Fritz for Dawson works. And it's a side out, now a 2-point lead, 7-5. Here comes Zier on a serve. She hits one right into the net. That'll bring it back to 7-6, 1-point differential. Coming into the game is going to be Michelle Hanley, a freshman. Hanley from another Billings native. Back to serve. She'll come in for Schultz. Hanley, another defensive specialist for the Tetons. She'll run into the jump serve, send it down there, and that's going to be a nice serve dug out of there. Has to save it. Back row attack coming from Edgar. One-handed popped up by Pospisil. Sanchez gets it over. Free ball coming over from Halford. Set up. Here comes a middle attack. Touchdown. Hanley right there. Walruff with the back bump. Good job. Sanchez sends it over flat-footed. Again, put up Zier with the bump. Here comes another attack. Tipped in the air. Hanley gets it. Walruff outside to Sanchez. Misplays it a little bit, but gets it over the net. Moore outside again. Blocked at the net and saved by the Bucks before going out. Free ball coming over for Edgar. Hanley. Walruff to Peterson. Peterson has it dug by Moore. Once again, here comes back to Dawson. Blocked at the net again. Tetons keep it in. They want the infraction. into the net, but no call. Walruff gets it over. Hanley to Halford. Sanchez blocked at the net, but kept alive by Peterson. There's Walruff, gets it down. Tetons get the point. Big rally, and the Tetons hold firm. Michelle Hanley was everywhere on defense, digging everything that she could, reaching everywhere, and now she's back to the service line as we are tied up 7 apiece. Hanley back to serve one more time, trying to give the Tetons a lead here in set number 1 of the West Sub-Region semifinal. Hanley sends it over, taken low by the back row, a back set coming to the net, and that's going to be bumped up one-handed by Halford. Back to Sanchez, she's blocked at the net, but out of bounds it goes. Tetons take the lead 8-7 here at the Well in Williston. Hanley back to serve one more time. She'll try to give Tetons a little more breathing room as they're starting to hit their stride. They are flying around the court here in this first set. Hanley runs in, lets it fly. She sends it back to the back row, put up more with a set. Here comes an outside attack, and that one will sneak just inside, knotting things up at 8 apiece. Side out will give a couple of subs coming in for the Buccaneers. Back to serve will be number 10, Reese Fleming, backup setter for this Bucks squad. Fleming runs into the jump serve. She sends one over to Halford. Walruff with the set. It's going to go to Peterson. Has to send it flat-footed over and gets it over. Fleming couldn't come up in time to get it from the back row, and that'll be a side out, bringing Daphne Sanchez up to serve. Sanchez, who battled back from an ankle sprain. She comes in from El Paso, Texas. She'll run into the long serve. She sends a missile downrange. Fleming set to the outside. That's going to be received by Hanley. Walruff with the back pump. Here comes Boggs, who get dug up by Zier. Again, another set comes. Boggs with a nice set dig. Set over by Walruff. Kept alive. There's Fleming. Another outside attack will be sent way long by Edgar. Tetons get another point. And Sanchez back to serve one more time. 10-8 Tons on top. Here comes Daphne with another long serve. She sends a missile down. There's going to be misplayed off the hands of number 8, Taylor Fisher. Tetons up 3, their largest lead of the game. Dawson's going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. We'll be back in 60 seconds for more Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio.
When you're looking for a new or a different home, seek the counsel of the professionals at Basin Brokers. Basin Brokers has offices in Plentywood, Montana, Watford City, and Williston. The realtors at Basin Brokers know the market and will help you find the home that fits your requirements and budget. They're happy to answer all your questions about the area. The real estate office you want to know is Basin Brokers in Watford City, Plentywood, and Williston. Find them online at basinbrokers.com.
Of all your choices for a financial institution, clearly the best is the West. Western Cooperative Credit Union is money done the Western way. WCCU provides you with good old-fashioned Western hospitality every time you walk through our door. We treat you like neighbors ought to treat each other, because that's just who we are, neighbors. So head west. You'll know you're here when you see the bison on our sign. Join the herd at Western Cooperative Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
We're back here for Teton volleyball, served by Sanchez. Going to be misplayed. Free ball coming over for the Bucks, and that's going to be sent wide on the free ball by Riley Richter. Coming into the games, Richter had a rough game when the Tetons last played the Bucks down in Dawson. Sanchez continuing her long service run. 12-8, Tetons have a 4-point lead. Here comes Sanchez, sends another missile down there. That's going to be bumped up, barely got over by the Bucks. Hanley gets it. Walruff backs outside set to Boggs, touched and out of bounds it goes. Tetons starting to roll up by 5, 13-8. Sanchez back again. Sanchez walks into those flat-footed serves and sends them down with a head of steam. Tetons trying to put more space in between the two. This one's going to be a service error by the Tetons, their first of the day. Now they are matched Dawson. Each team has one service error apiece. So Sanchez will check out of the game. Oliver coming in to play the back row. Alyssa Oliver in, the freshman from Havre. Here comes a serve from Natalie Edgar for Dawson. That'll be back to Hanley. Set up. Attack from Peterson, and it'll be pushed up by the Bucks. Back row attack. Halford with the great dig. Walruff outside to Boggs. She touches it, but there is to get it is going to be the Bucks. Another outside attack right to Hanley again. Walruff to Boggs again, and Boggs is going to send it long. They're looking for the touch, and Tetons looking for a touch at the net. Didn't get the call, so that'll make it just a 3-point game now, 13-10. Back to serve, going to be number 3, Natalie Edgar. She'll send one on. There's Hanley to get it. Walruff pops it up to Boggs. Boggs, down it goes for another Teton point. Amaris Boggs is feeling it. She is elevating for those attacks on the outside. In to serve right now is Greta Peterson. Montasia Jones in to play the front. Halford checked out of the game. Here comes the jump serve from Peterson. Gets it down. That'll be misplayed a little bit. Going to have to hurry to get it over. Boggs with the dig, and they're going to say it went outside of the pole. So that will be a Teton point. Back up by 4, 15-10. Now there's going to be a conference between the two officials, as it looks like some of the gamesmanship for the Bucks coach from Dina Fritz. She is usually all over these officials here for the games, all the games that we've had, and they going to talk to all of them, make sure, we'll see if it's going to be a replay or not, and they will give the thumbs up for a replay, so that'll wipe the point off the board as it was not clear enough. So that will wipe off point number 15. It'll make it 14-10. So Greta Peterson back to serve for Williston State after the jump ball. Peterson again getting ready for the jump serve. Here she comes running into the jump serve, sends it right to Zier. Going to be popped up by Fleming. Outside attack right there is Oliver to get it. Walruff tips it over. Fleming one-handed, but it can't keep it inbounds. Tetons get the point back. 15-10. Tetons matching their largest lead of the set. Peterson back to serve one more time. Trying to put this first set to bed early. Here comes another serve. That's right to Zier. Fleming with the middle set. It's going to go up there, and that is going to be shot down by Mackenzie Peterson, the 6'1 freshman out of Nevada. And that makes it 15-11, and the side out back to serve is going to be Peterson. Tetons have Boggs, Jones, and Walruff in the front row. Here comes a serve from Peterson, right to Hanley. Walruff going to send it to the outside to Boggs. Boggs is going to get it past Kelevig. Kelevig hit it off her arm and out. So Tetons get a quick side out. That'll bring in Schultz, and out is going Hanley. Walruff back to serve, so the Tetons have made their way. Scoreboard says 15-12, should be 16-11. Here comes Walruff. She sends one over there, taken low on the dig by Edgar. Center touch to Walruff, gets it right up there. Halford outside to Boggs, a little touch. Fleming right there to grab it. Zier with the set to the outside. Here comes a big attack, blocked by Jones. Another push attack come over. Walruff to Halford, going to Boggs again, and that gets up. There's the dig by the Bucks. Fleming with the quick set. Halford gets it. Walruff pushes it to the back row. Zier with the set. Fleming tries to go to the middle. Walruff right there to get it. Halford again. They're going to call a double hit on Walruff. Didn't see that one. Don't agree with the call, but that gives point number 12 to the Bucks. So they still have the scoreboard wrong here in Williston. Should be 16-12. So back to serve will be Mason Moore. Moore to serve for the Bucks. She'll send one over. Right there is Oliver to get it. Set it up. Here's going to go to Jones. Jones has it partially blocked at the net. Middle set coming. Here's an outside attack. That's blocked. Halford with the set up. That one's going to go to Schultz. Schultz gets it down there. Dug up by Zier. Here's a set from Moore, right to Halford. Walruff on the outside. She's going to go to Boggs again. That's tipped to the line, out of bounds. Tetons get point number 17. Back up by 5, 17-12 here on the American State Bank scoreboard. Amaris Boggs back to serve for Williston. Oliver comes out of the game. Sanchez back in to play the front row. Boggs gets ready to send it on after the pause. They're conferring on the scoreboard, and it looks like they do have it correct now. So Boggs will send it on. This is an absolute rocket. Misplayed. Ace by the Tetons. Tetons get their first one of the set, up by 6, 18-12 here in set number 1. Teton student section coming alive and willing this team onto the big win. Another rocket misplay just a little bit. Free ball coming over for the Bucks. Halford receives it on the dig. Walrup going to go set to Jones, flat-footed. That's dug up by the Bucks. Over for Moore. Sent over into the net by Zier. She can't get it over. Point number 19 for the Tetons. 6 points away from taking set number 1. Boggs back again to serve. Trying to put this one and get a 1-set lead here in Williston. She'll send one on. Another rocket bumped up by Zier. Moore with the back bump. Back row attack is going to go right to Boggs. Walrup to Sanchez. Sanchez with the attack. She's going to miss-hit it and send it just a little long. 19-13. Boggs will check out. Pospisil will come in for the Bucks. Checking out is number 6, Kelevig. And coming in for her will be number 8, Taylor Fisher. Fisher, who has a couple of aces to her credit. She stands right up against the line. She'll serve flat-footers over. She's going to send one right up to Pospisil. Good dig by Maya. Over to Sanchez. Gets it down with authority. Daphne Sanchez coming large, and Tetons now have 20, up 7, 20-13. Halford back to serve her second time through. She's been one of the most steady servers for the Tetons over the last couple months. She'll prepare herself and look to send one downrange. Here comes another Halford bomb. It's going to be sent to the back row. Fisher gets it. Here's the set from Moore going to the outside. A little touch pass, and Sanchez quite can't get to it after the little bump. 20-14. Ton still up by 6. Back to serve for the Bucks will be the libero number 4, Grace Zier. Zier takes her practice. She'll look to set it off. The back row of Halford and Pospisil looking to cover a lot of ground. Here it is, and that's going to be taken by Pospisil. Bumped up over to Halford. Sanchez again, tipped at the line. Fisher with the dig. Moore going to set it up to the outside. Here comes the attack by Egger. Waiting for it is Sanchez. Outside attack by Schultz. That's tipped up at the net. It double hits the top of the net and down just past the outstretched arms of Greta Peterson. Now a 5-point Teton lead, 20-15. Zier back to serve one more time for Dawson. She'll send that one on. Right to Halford. Great dig. Out to Sanchez. Flat-footed. Sends it over. Zier gets it up. Great attempt to get it by Edgar. Free ball comes over. Wallerf gets it. Bump by Halford. Schultz with the attack, and that's off a forearm of Fisher, and another Teton point. They're at 21. Hanley coming into the game. Schultz coming out, and the Tetons need 4 more to take set number 1. Looks like there's going to be another timeout called by Dawson. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back for more Teton volleyball in 60 seconds.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
G&G Pharmacy, an independent, locally owned retail pharmacy committed to providing you top-notch customer service from their friendly, fast, and knowledgeable staff. Open 7 days a week. G&G Pharmacy offers the convenience of a drive-through window and a traditional retail store. Melissa and Doug Toys available at their downtown Service Drug location. And no more wondering when your prescription's ready. Use the mobile app or receive a text message when it's ready from G&G Pharmacy. 572-RXRX. That's 572-7979.
Mike Hoover back here for Teton Volleyball, 21-15. We're on 660 Keys News Radio. It is West Sub-Region semifinal action. We are in set 1. Michelle Hanley back to serve. She runs into the jump serve. She'll send it on. Taken by Fisher in the back row. Here's the set to Moore. Outside attack. Blocked at the net. Fisher keeps it up. Moore gets it. Free ball coming over from Edgar. Sent to Halford. Quick over to Peterson from Walworth. That's dug at the net. Here comes another one from Peterson. Set up, and there's going to be a Teton point into the net. Tetons get point number 22. 3 points away from taking set number 1 here from the well in Williston. Back to serve is Hanley one more time, the defensive specialist who has come on strong throughout the year at the service line. She's had to move over from her natural position from left back row to right. She sends another one back. That gets over to Zier. Here's a back set over on the outside. Halford with the good dig after the block. Sanchez with the attack. No, blocked at the net. Halford again with the bump. That's going to be to Sanchez. She sends it down off the hands of Fisher. Tetons get point number 3, 2 points away from taking the set. So during that timeout, the difference of the huddles was palpable. Tetons keeping the energy up, wanting to put their foot on the neck of the Buccaneers. Buccaneers trying to find themselves, and Halford back to serve one more time. Michelle runs into the jump serve. She sends along. There's a rocket taken by Fisher. More with the set in the middle. Quick set. Pospisil with the dig. Walruff outside. Sanchez with the attack. Good dig over there by Fisher. Set by Moore. Here comes an outside attack by Edgar. Off the hands of Peterson and down. 23-16. Bucks get the side out and stop the bleeding. Coming into the game for the Bucks is going to be Fleming in for Hawkins. And also is Richter will be in for Moore. Fleming back to serve. Here she comes with the jump serve over to Pospisil. Good dig. Walruff on the outside to Peterson. Little pop it off her heel and just misplayed it. Another point for Dawson. 23-17 now. 6-point lead still for the Tetons. Looking to get a side out and then need one more point for the win. Serve from Fleming right to Halford. Walruff coming up to Sanchez. Big block at the net. Dug up by Fisher. Fleming can be outside little push. Halford with a diving dig. There's going to go to, going to get up to Hanley, and Hanley gets it up. It's pancaked back over the net, and there is Peterson to clean up the garbage and put it down. 24-17. Tetons can get it done right here, and back to serve is number 11, Dav Sanchez. So tall task for the Bucks. Tetons with the set point. Sanchez getting the play call from Coach Hink. Sends a rocket down there. Got it by Zier. Sent down with authority. Peterson and Walruff combined for the kill to win. That is the first set to Williston State. 25-17. 2 more to go before the Tetons can advance for this West Sub-Region tournament action. 3 minutes are on the clock here at the Well in Williston. Lots more volleyball action to come here as Tetons get the first step towards a sweep of Dawson at home for postseason action. We're going to step aside for a 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we'll have more Teton volleyball action on 660 Keys News Radio.
Performance Plus, something new from American State Bank and Trust Company, an account that fits your active lifestyle. Free digital banking services including bill pay, remote deposit, and e-statements, an instant issue debit card, limited ATM fee refunds, and no maintenance fees. Go to ASBT.com for terms and conditions and stop in our Main or North offices to open your new Performance Plus account. Banking the American State way. It's banking your way with Performance Plus. Member FDIC.
So you need a new vehicle. You've done your homework, and a new Honda would be perfect. Reliable, fuel efficient, stylish, perfect. But where do you go? Why not your hometown Honda dealer? Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston. We have a nice selection of affordable new Hondas, and when it comes time for service, Ryan Honda's authorized Honda Service Center will keep your Honda running its best for years. Come see us today, your full-service hometown Honda dealership, Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston, or shop RyanHonda.net.
From their humble beginnings in 1910 through 4 generations, family-owned First International Bank and Trust has been delivering on the promise to help dreams come true, one customer at a time. Their style of banking places the focus on you first and your overall experience, keeping your best interests in mind and striving to provide smart financial solutions that improve and simplify your life, letting you get back to what matters most. First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Invest in yourself at Williston State College.
Scholarship opportunities are available to local and regional students. Eligible students can receive up to $12,000 in tuition and fees.
Make an investment in your education and future with 13 CTE and 15 associate programs, including business management, cybersecurity, agriculture, massage therapy, nursing, petroleum automation, IT, welding, and diesel technology.
Let them help you with that investment in your life. Call 701-774-4200 or visit wilistonstate.edu/scholarships.
Mike Kruger back here for Teton Volleyball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons up 1-0, and they are trying to advance in this West sub-region. So Tetons have all the momentum heading into set number 2, and they will send to the court. On the front row will be Schultz, Jones, and Boggs. Back row will be Walruff, Oliver, and Peterson momentarily, and Peterson will sub out for Halford, and there that happens. In the front row for Dawson, it'll be Hawkins. Making her first appearance will be Elena Woods, as well as number 6, Jenna Kelevig. Back row will be Zier, Edgar, and Moore. Moore will be back to serve for the first time here to start off set number 2. Waiting for the official whistle. Here we go. Start of set number 2. Dawson starting with the service. Moore, jump serve, sends over, and that's going to be a service error to start things off. Dawson gives a point to the Tetons and the side out. Second service error of the game for the Bucks. That'll bring Amaris Boggs back to the service line. Ellie Haskins checks in. Her first appearance in the game. She'll go in for Oliver. Here comes a serve from Boggs. It's a rocket that gets down there to Edgar with the dig. Outside attack is going to go over. Haskins can't get to it. Tied up at 1 apiece. On the attack was Rihanna Hawkins, and she looked like she was going to go up for a huge kill, and instead popped it over with the heel of her hand for a quick point. Fisher back to serve for the Bucks. Here's Fisher on the serve. Lollipop over to Pospisil. Walruff on the outside to Haskins. Off some hands. Dug by Zier. Moore with the outside of set. Here comes another one. Right to Pospisil. Gets it up. Walruff with the back bump. Here free ball comes over from Halford. That will go back to Fisher. Moore with a set again. Outside attack. Halford with the huge block. Haskins gets it over. A little push from Pospisil. Moore now to Zier with the bump. She back bumps it. Flat foot attack is going to be misplayed by Hawkins. Tetons get a gift and a side out. They go up 2-1, and Ashlyn Halford will be back to serve. Peterson checks into the game. Jones will check out. So it's Schultz, Haskins, and Peterson in the front row. Walruff, Pospisil, and Halford with Halford back to serve. Here she comes, runs into it, sends a bomb down range. Fisher gets it up. Here's a bump. Outside push over from Edgar. Right to Pospisil. Walruff on the set. She's going outside to Haskins. Blocked at the net, and that is going to be a Teton error as Ellie Haskins set it into the net before any of the Dawson players could touch it. So a 4-hit will tie things up at 2-2 here in set number 2. Grace Zier sends it on. There's Walruff. Back touch. Gets it over. Dug out by Moore. Zier with the back set. She's going to sends it up to Natalie Edgar, who attacks and sends it off Emily Schultz's hands and out of bounds. Dawson with a 1-point lead. 3-2. Tetons have a 1-set advantage here at the well in Williston. Zier with another jump serve. That's right to Pospisil. Walruff bumps it up. Here comes Schultz with the attack. Popped up by Moore. Running to get it is Fisher. Free ball coming over from Zier. There's Schultz. Bumped up by Walruff. Here comes Haskins. Pops it over. That's nice dig over there by Edgar. Another outside attack is going to be Teton point, and the ball hit the net, or hit the pole on the attack. So Tetons tie things back up by 3. Fast and furious action here to start the third set, and back to serve into the game is Michelle Henley in for Emily Schultz. Henley look to walk into the first serve, coming right down the lane. She'll send a rocket down there, taken by Fisher. Bumped up by Moore. Outside pop coming. Haskins with the dig. Walruff with a quick attack, dug up by Fisher. Moore with the set. Going to the outside. A block at the net. Haskins trying to keep it alive, but she couldn't. So that'll be another side out. Back and forth here in set number 2 in the early goings. Dawson has a 1-point advantage, 4-3 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Checking in for Dawson for the first time, number 10, Reese Fleming. Fleming will go back to the service line. Fleming and Moore splitting that setter duty. Here's the serve back to Halford. Quick set up to Peterson. Peterson gets it off the hands of Fleming and down for a point. Tetons tie things back up at 4. Haskins checking out as well as Pospisil. In is coming Oliver and Boggs. So now Alyssa Oliver, who has almost perfected that little floating drop serve, she walks into the flat-footed serve, sends it over, and this one falls off a cliff, sent up. Somehow Zier gets it over, Henley bumps it up. Here's Walruff over to Boggs. Boggs is going to have it blocked at the net, just didn't get enough on it to get over there in the middle, the 6'1", Mackenzie Peterson. 5-4 now. Dawson back up by 1, serving for the Buccaneers is number 3, Natalie Edgar. Here comes Edgar with the jump serve. She'll send it right over to Hanley. Walruff puts it up. There's Boggs with a big kill, and that took the glasses off the face of Reese Fleming. A big-time kill. Tetons needed a surge of momentum, and they got it right there. Back to serve. Greta Peterson in for Walruff. In for Halford. Jones also in there. Here comes a serve from Peterson. That's going to get over. Little misplayed. Fleming gets it to the outside here to Kelevig. Kelevig sends it long. Tetons up by 1. They reclaim the lead. Now time to get to work, put a little space in between themselves and the Bucks. Peterson back to serve one more time, getting the play call from Coach Hink, who's directing where she wants the serve to go. Here comes a serve. It's going to be a short one. Fleming bumps it up. Here comes a flat-footed push, just misplayed, but got it over. Hanley with the bump. Boggs with the touch, gets it over. Fleming again after the dig. Back row attack coming, and that's going to be sent wide by Edgar. So a little sloppy play by Dawson here the last couple of points, and that puts the Tetons up by 2, 7-5. Peterson, who has been solid on the serve here today, sends a rocket down range. Fleming with the quick set to the outside. Blocked at the net by Boggs. Amorous Boggs skies high to get it, and there's going to be a timeout called by the Bucks. 8-5 on the American State Bank scoreboard. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. We'll be back with more Teton volleyball action in a minute.
On Sundays, your NFL team is always playing at Buffalo Wild Wings. With 63 HD TVs having the NFL package, you will not miss a minute of action. Enjoy wings, salads, sandwiches, and more as your teams take the field. Come in and fan up while enjoying the variety of beers on tap from kickoff to the final whistle. Located at 417 Rieger Drive in Williston, North Dakota, football lives here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beers, sports.
You don't have to drive hundreds of miles to get a great deal on a new or used vehicle. Price sells cars at Williston Auto. We're in the business of beating the deal from any dealer. Go ahead, shop around from Bismarck to Billings. Then bring us their best deal. We'll squish it like a bug and beat it like a rented mule. No animals or insects were injured while making this commercial. Price sells cars at Williston Auto and WillistonAuto.com. See dealer for the news.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton Volleyball on 660 Keys News Radio. We're at the well in Williston. Tetons lead by 3, 8-5 in set number 2. Tetons up 1 set to nothing overall. Greta Peterson still on the serve. Here she comes, sends another laser down range. That's dug up by Edgar. There's a set and another one that's going to be sent long by the Bucks, this time by Richter. Hit it on her way down. She got a lot into it, and it sailed into the Teton bench. 9-5. Peterson back to serve once again. Here she comes in. Another little soft one up there. Zier gets it. Here is another attack. That one will be touched by Oliver. Can't quite get the dig onto it. That one may have sailed as well. On the attack was Kelevig. Much needed side out for the Bucks. Teton still up by 3, 9-6. So back to serve for the Bucks will be number 18, Mackenzie Peterson. Flat-footed little lollipop just gets over the net. Oliver tried to race up from the back row to get it. Just couldn't. 2-point game, 9-7. And that one just about a service error. It bent the net as far as it could go without sending it back. Here comes another one from Peterson. Oliver there on the dig. Outside to Boggs. Boggs will send it line and hit the line judge. And that will be... And now they're going to say touched at the net. So Teton get the side out. It looked like that one was just sailed, but it was tipped at the net that altered the flight path. So another Teton point, 10-7. Jalen Walruff back to serve. Walruff, 2 bounces in a deep breath. Here she sends one down the back row, misplayed, and that is another point for the Tetons. Tetons up by 4, 11-7. Walruff back to serve one more time. Fantastic freshman setter from Missouri. Takes her practice bounces and gets ready to send one again. Here's another one. That one's going to be short in there for an ace. And there were 5 Buck players standing around a campfire watching that one hit the hardwood. Tetons up 5, 12-7. Walruff back to serve once again. Walruff, 2 dribbles and a deep breath and gets ready for this one. Gets the sign from Coach Hink, sends another one across. Same thing, little short pass, going to be bumped up. And here comes another touch pass, and there's going to be a carry called by the Bucks. Now 13-7. Tetons starting to put some good distance between the two. Coach Dina Fritz trying to will her team to talk a little more, start communicating, as they've looked a little flat-footed the past 5 points. Here comes Walruff. Jump serve. Another pop fly. That one's going to be dug up by Zier. Over to Fleming. Outside attack. Touched at the net. Tetons keep it alive. Walruff up to Schultz with the attack. That's blocked at the net and down for the side out. Tetons hold the 5-point lead. 13-8. A couple of subs coming in for the Bucks. Back in is coming Moore and Hawkins. Back to serve will be Mason Moore, the 5'7" setter. She takes her dribbles at the service line, gets ready to walk into one. Here she comes, jump serve on the way, and that one is going to be popped up by Oliver, bumped up by Schultz. Boggs having to try to race to get it, but that'll be a first serve point for Moore, as that cuts the lead to 4, 13-9. So Moore trying to bring her team back into this one before the Tetons can run away with a 2-0 lead. Moore runs into the jump serve. Here it goes. Line drive right to Oliver. Walruff with a quick set. Jones blocked at the net, and a pancake party out there. Free ball coming over from Edgar. She's going to get into the back row to Oliver. Walruff with the back bump. Here comes Schultz. Didn't get a lot on it. Bumped up. Jones with the bump. Boggs with the attempt. That's off the hands of number 13, Elena Woods. And down for another point. Tetons back up by 5. Haskins checking in for Oliver, and Boggs will go back to serve. Amherst has had some great service trips here today. She looks to run into another one. Line drive going to be taken by Zier. There's more. Outside attack is going to be set down, and there's a Halford dig. Push coming over from Boggs, right to Edgar. Moore with another set. This one coming outside. Boggs can't quite get to it off her hands. She was in position, but just a half step back. That'll make it 14-10. Boggs checking out. Pospisil will come in. And also coming out of the game is number 6, Jenna Kalavik. Going in for her is number 8, Taylor Fisher. Fisher with a flat-footed serve. She'll right to Pospisil. That's bumped up. Walruff with the back bump. Here comes the attack from Haskins. Sends it over. Fisher takes it over to Moore. Coming to the outside to Edgar. Tries to touch it. Jones gets it up. Bodies collide. Free ball coming. No. Outside attack from Pospisil. Gets it down. Set by Moore. And that's going to be blocked at the net. I say the nay. Montasia Jones denies access of the attack. 15-10. Tetons back up by 5. Jones checks out of the game. Back to serve is number 1, Ashlyn Halford, libero for the Tetons. She'll wait for the whistle and walk into the jump serve. Sends one down. That one's going to be taken by Zier. Set by Moore. Going to the outside over to Woods and off some fingertips and down. Bucks keeping pace. That 4 and 5 point lead for the Tetons, as they are unable to pull away any further from the Bucks. Back to serve, libero Grace Zier. Here she walks into the jump serve. Sends it fly. That's right over to Pospisil. Schultz hits it. Here comes another attack from Haskins. Tipped at the net. Fisher and Zier just about run into each other for another time. Another attack. There is Halford. Walruff bumps it up. Another one by Haskins. That's going to be tipped and a Teton point. So Tetons claim back a 5-point lead. Schultz coming out. Hanley will come back in. And now she'll go back to the service line. 16-11. Tetons still up. Michelle Hanley, the freshman, trying to put some more space in between these two teams here at the West Sub-Regional playoff game. Hanley into the jump serve. Just lips over the net. Diving dig by Zier. Moore with the back bump. She'll get it over to Edgar, who will send it tipped to the net. Halford with the great dig. Here comes Haskins again. Into the net it goes. And that is going to be a 4-hit, giving the point and the serve to the Bucks. 16-12 here in set number 2. Fleming and is back into serve. Moore checking out of the game. In for the first time is Scarlett Schwint for the Bucks. Here comes Fleming on the serve to Pospisil. Walraff has to race for the bump. Haskins again, blocked at the net, but it goes down right in front of Scarlett Schwint. Tetons back up by 5, 17-12. Pospisil and Haskins check out. Boggs and Oliver come in. Oliver will be going back to the service line. Tetons 8 points away from taking a 2-0 lead here in this playoff match. Oliver with the rocket right to Zier. There's Fleming, gets it outside to Schwint. Oliver with the dig. Walraff with the back touch. That's going to be sent over. Great crafty play by Natalie Edgar. She took advantage of the Tetons being a little bit out of position. That back row was sucked all the way up, and that will make it 17-13, back to a 4-point Teton lead here on the American State Bank scoreboard. Edgar with the jump serve. Over to Hanley. Walraff bumps it up to Boggs with the attack. That's going to be dug by Zier. Set over, and here's going to be attack on the outside. That one by Kelevig. Just a 3-point lead for Williston State. As back to serve once again will be number 3, Natalie Edgar, trying to close this gap that the Tetons have been preserving throughout most of set number 2. Edgar again with the serve. Pop fly going to go right to Peterson. Walraff sets it back to Peterson with the big kill, but it's dug up there. Schwint somehow saves it. Free ball comes over. There's Oliver with the dig. Walraff to Peterson. Pushes it down. Schwint with the dig again. Coming outside. Kelevig gets it up. Walraff outside. Boggs off the hands and down. Another Teton point. Regaining that 4-point advantage. 18-14. Great effort by the Bucks, but the Tetons did not falter. Halford coming out of the game. Jones coming in to play the middle. And back to serve will be number 9, Greta Peterson. Peterson, the freshman from Ward, Montana, sends another one downrange. Fleming with the set. This one's going to be to the middle. Oliver with a great one-handed dig. Peterson gets it up. Walraff, one-handed, gets it over into the back row. Again, outside attack. Schwint tries to get it up. Walraff with a huge dig. Bumped up. Boggs will flat-footed push it over. Bumped up by Kelevig. Here comes, it's over onto the top, a one-handed little push over by Peterson, and the Bucks get the point, and they're trying to fire themselves up as Peterson heads back to the service line. 18-15, out of the game is going Zier. Coming in for her is Elena Woods. So the 6'1 player back to serve, and that one's going to be a low lollipop that hits the bottom of the net. Service error gives it back to the Tetons and the point. That's the second service error of the game for the Bucks, 3rd overall. 19-15, Tetons back up by 4, and back to serve will be Jalen Walraff for the Tetons. Walraff, 2 sets and a deep breath. Jump serve coming. Rocket over to Zier. It'll be set up by Fleming. Outside attack, touched at the net and out of bounds. Tetons give the ball and the point back to the Bucks. 19-16, back to a 3-point game. Neither team wanting to give an inch here in set number 2. Coming out is Schwint, back as well as Fleming. In is Moore, and Moore will come back to serve. Also back in is Grace Zier, the libero for Dawson. Here comes Moore on the jump serve. She'll send it low to Oliver, off the hands of Oliver, and that is just a 2-point differential now. Tetons want a quick timeout to settle things down. We'll take a timeout as well, back in 60 seconds.
When you're looking for a new or a different home, seek the counsel of the professionals at Basin Brokers. Basin Brokers has offices in Plentywood, Montana, Watford City, and Williston. The realtors at Basin Brokers know the market and will help you find the home that fits your requirements and budget. They're happy to answer all your questions about the area. The real estate office you want to know is Basin Brokers in Watford City, Plentywood, and Williston. Find them online at basinbrokers.com. McDonald's of Williston is proud to support all the Williston State Teton athletic teams and would like to wish them success this season. McDonald's would like to thank the community of Williston and the surrounding area for your patronage over the years. Hey, the next time you're in town, stop by McDonald's for a great meal or a quick snack. McDonald's of Williston. Breakfast, lunch, or dessert, come on into McDonald's of Williston. Proud to be a part of Teton Athletics and proud to be part of the Williston community.
We're back here for Teton Volleyball 660 Keys News Radio. Here comes the serve from Mason Moore. Right to Oliver. Misplays it a little bit, and they are picking on Oliver. Been the back row. And now just a 1-point game. 17-8. Moore back to serve again. So here comes the serve from Moore. It'll probably most likely be right at Oliver. Here it comes, and that one will be right to Oliver. She plays it. Walruff has to save it from getting up, and there is going to be a double hit as Moore hit it right to Oliver. And now it's tied up at 19 apiece. So Tetons change their defensive setting here just a little bit. Now 4 in the back, 2 in the front. As Moore will be back to serve again. We'll see if she changes tactics. Here comes another one. That's right to Halford. Walrath bumps it up. Schultz from the outside. That's going to be off the mark, off the hands of Moore. Bumped up again. Zier is going to have to send a long free ball. It's sent over. Oliver with the dig. Walrath to Jones. Blocked at the net, and that was going to be kept alive. Here comes another outside set from Kelvig. Oliver there with the nice dig again. Boggs, flat-footed, sends it across. Zier pops it up. Moore with the bump. Kelvig again with a little pop to Walruff. Set by Halford. Boggs with the attack off the net, and that's going to be down. Dawson with a 1-point lead late in this one, 20-19. Dawson coming alive. Tetons playing a little bit flat here the last 4 or 5 points. Moore back to serve one more time. She's had a lengthy service line as the Tetons still in that 4 back row look. Here comes a serve from Moore. Little pop fly over. That's going to be bumped up and out of bounds. She sends a little pop up, and Tetons are going to take another timeout. Down to 21-19 in the second. We'll be back in 60 seconds after this Teton timeout.
From their humble beginnings in 1910 through 4 generations, family-owned First International Bank and Trust has been delivering on the promise to help dreams come true, one customer at a time. Their style of banking places the focus on you first and your overall experience, keeping your best interests in mind and striving to provide smart financial solutions that improve and simplify your life, letting you get back to what matters most. First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Of all your choices for a financial institution, clearly the best is the West. Western Cooperative Credit Union is money done the Western way. WCCU provides you with good old-fashioned Western hospitality every time you walk through our door. We treat you like neighbors ought to treat each other, because that's just who we are, neighbors. So head west. You'll know you're here when you see the bison on our sign. Join the herd at Western Cooperative Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton Volleyball. Bucks have scored the last 6 straight and now hold a 2-point lead, 21-19 in set number 2. Back to serve once again, Mason Moore for Dawson. She's going to send one over right to Oliver. Pops one up. Halford with the save. Free ball coming over from Walruff. That's going to be taken up by Zier. Quick set. It's going to go in the middle. Touchdown! Montasia Jones stops the bleeding and gives the Teton the serve back on the block. Jones and Schultz there on the save to kick that one over after the Tetons just about let one over. Haskins coming in for Oliver. We'll get a much-needed chance to reset and refocus. Amherst Boggs with the serve. That was going to be taken up by Zier. Here comes the set to the outside. It's going to be touched over to Boggs. Quick set over from Walruff. Moore. Here's the touch over. Taken by Halford. Jones with the bump. Schultz sending the free ball into the back row. Zier there on the dig. Moore going to go to the outside once again. Blocked at the net on the attack from Haskins. Here goes to Schultz with a little touch over. Zier right there waiting for it. Moore again going out to Hawkins. There's Halford. Walruff with a one-headed bump over, and that's going to be another point for Dawson. Tetons scrambling a little bit here late in this one. Coming out of the game will be Kelevig. Back in for her is going to be Fisher. So Fisher back to serve, trying to even things up at 1 set apiece. Here comes a long attack, and that one's going to be out. Amaris Boggs did a mid-air limbo to avoid that one, and she almost gave that a header. So Tetons back within one, 22-21. Ashlyn Halford back to serve. Tetons, after giving up their largest lead in the set was 5, now find themselves down by 1. Halford with the serve to the back row to Zier. Misplays it, and free ball is going to have to come over from Edgar. Over to Boggs. Here is Walruff, touched by Peterson. Peterson can't get it over, 23-21. So Tetons trying to battle back and make sure this one doesn't slip away. Back to serve for Dawson, number 4, Grace Zier, the libero. So Tetons going now 4-2 once again. Serve, it's going to be Halford with a diving dig. Walruff over to Schultz, one-handed, sent over, and that one's going to be long, and it is set point. Tetons back against the wall here in set number 2, and Zier will serve once again. So Dawson Community College 1 point away from evening this up at 1 set apiece. Here comes a serve to Halford. Walruff sent over to Haskins. She sends it off some fingertips and out. Tetons still alive, 24-22. Hanley will come in for Schultz and go back to serve as Boggs flips the ball to her, and Tetons looking to rally. They need to score 4 in a row to take the game. 3 in a row will extend it. So Hanley walking into the jump serve. She lets one loose, and that will be a service error to end set number 2. Dawson takes the second set, 25-22, and Tetons let a 5-point lead slip through their fingertips. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back for more Teton volleyball action right here on 660 Keys News Radio.
McDonald's of Williston is proud to support all the Williston State Teton athletic teams and would like to wish them success this season. McDonald's would like to thank the community of Williston and the surrounding area for your patronage over the years. Hey, the next time you're in town, stop by McDonald's for a great meal or a quick snack. McDonald's of Williston. Breakfast, lunch, or dessert, come on into McDonald's of Williston. Proud to be a part of Teton Athletics and proud to be part of the Williston community.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
You don't have to drive hundreds of miles to get a great deal on a new or used vehicle. Price sells cars at Williston Auto. We're in the business of beating the deal from any dealer. Go ahead, shop around from Bismarck to Billings. Then bring us their best deal. We'll squish it like a bug and beat it like a rented mule. No animals or insects were injured while making this commercial. Price sells cars at Williston Auto and WillistonAuto.com. See dealer for details.
G&G Pharmacy, an independent, locally owned retail pharmacy committed to providing you top-notch customer service from their friendly, fast, and knowledgeable staff. Open 7 days a week. G&G Pharmacy offers the convenience of a drive-through window and a traditional retail store. Hildeset and Doug Toys available at their downtown Service Drug location. And no more wondering when your prescription's ready. Use the mobile app or receive a text message when it's ready from G&G Pharmacy. 572-RXRX. That's 572-7979.
Back here for Teton Volleyball on 660 Keys News Radio here in between set 2 and 3. It's all tied up at 1 set apiece. Tetons had a 5-point lead here past the midway point of set number 2, but some defensive inconsistencies allowed Dawson to sneak back, take a late lead, and the Tetons were not able to recover. So they are off huddling up and having some team meeting while the coaches meet as well. Now coaches heading out to them to reset and rally the troops here as we head into set number 3. Dawson, who has not backed down in this West Sub-Regional quarter or semifinal, winner of this one will most likely head to Bismarck to take the Mystics. That game would be on Wednesday. Tetons trying to extend their play after tying things up 1 set apiece, or dropping the last set, so it's tied up 1 set apiece. You knew for playoff action, both teams were going to bring everything that they had, and who's going to blink first. So Tetons got the first punch in with that first set. Dawson responded, rallying around. We have about 2 minutes left before we get underway for the start of set number 3. We're going to head back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. And when we come back, we'll be all ready to go for set number 3 here live from the Well in Williston. You're listening to Teton Volleyball on 660 Keys News Radio.
On Sundays, your NFL team is always playing at Buffalo Wild Wings. With 63 HD TVs having the NFL package, you will not miss a minute of action. Enjoy wings, salads, sandwiches, and more as your teams take the field. Come in and fan up while enjoying the variety of beers on tap from kickoff to the final whistle. Located at 417 Rieger Drive in Williston, North Dakota, football lives here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beers, sports.
Performance Plus, something new from American State Bank and Trust Company, an account that fits your active lifestyle. Free digital banking services including bill pay, remote deposit, and e-statements, an instant issue debit card, limited ATM fee refunds, and no maintenance fees. Go to ASBT.com for terms and conditions and stop in our Main or North offices to open your new Performance Plus account. Banking the American State way. It's banking your way with Performance Plus. Member FDIC.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton Volleyball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons back from their huddle, and they are now stretching out, getting ready to go, getting some preset words from Coach Hink as the assistant coaches are there and strategizing to make sure that the Tetons can bounce back and are ready to go for this set number 3. 10 seconds left before we get underway. Dawson back out on the court. Tetons huddled up, and they are coming out as well. Starting things off for the Tetons front row will be Boggs, Jones, and Sanchez, as well as Peterson. And we'll see who subs out so Halford can come back in. Haskins and Walruff will be in there in the back row. So it looks like Sanchez will be the one subbing out to start. They'll keep Greta Peterson in on the front line to start things off. Dawson, their front row will be Moore, Woods, and it looks like Kelevig out there. And back row will be Hawkins, Edgar, and Peterson. So Peterson will check out, so Grace Zier will come in. So we're all set to go. Now waiting for the Tetons to make their sub. Walruff coming into the game, and no, it's not going to be Sanchez that comes out. It'll be Turcotte that comes out of the game. So Jalen Walruff for the Tetons. We'll start things off with the serve. Walruff takes her dribbles and deep breath, trying to help the Tetons start fast here in set number 3. Dig by Edgar, set up by Moore. Outside attack coming from Kelevik. Halford there with the dig. Going to go outside. Jones gets it down in there. That's dug by Zier. Moore again outside coming from Kelevik, and she sends one right down the line for a point. Bucks are fired up early in this one. Jenna Kelevik, the sophomore from Bridger, has been all over the place. She was really the offensive spark that led the Bucks to that second set win. Back to serve will be number 17, Maya Moore once again. Here's a long serve from Moore. Right to Boggs. Walruff outside to Jones. Blocked at the net. Sent right back over by Halford. Here comes another back row set. Now it's going to be blocked by Jones. And they're going to say it is in, and the point goes to the Tetons. 1-1. Montasia Jones gets the big block. Pospisil will check out of the game, or check into the game for Jones. Pospisil, service specialist for the Tetons, another freshman. Pospisil is another one of the contingency from the Billings area. She's one down. Taken up by Edgar. There's Moore. Outside. That's going to be bumped off the hands of Halford and out. So Bucks with another point, and they stay fired up 2-1. Coming out of the game is Kelevik. In is coming Fisher. And Fisher will be back to serve for Dawson. Fisher taking her practice dribble. She'll send it over flat-footed. And that's going to be an ace right past the diving Maya Pospisil. So a 3-1 early lead by Dawson. Tetons still trying to find their footing after letting the second set slip away from them. Fisher again. That's right to Pospisil. Walrup can't handle it after it hits off of the palms of Pospisil. 4-1. Dawson's flying around early thanks to some heavy serving. So Fisher again trying to get her third straight point in. Right to Pospisil. Walrup out to Sanchez. Sanchez is going to send it long. Now a 5-1 start for Dawson here in set number 3. And it looks like the momentum from how things started off in the first set completely switched. Fisher again, right to Pospisil. Good dig this time. Set on the outside is going to be blocked at the net. Get down. Somehow it's kept alive. Halford with a good save. Walrup outside to Sanchez. Tipped up. Kept alive by Fisher. Set in the middle by Moore. Here it's going to come a little tip. Walrup there. Halford bumps it up. Sanchez with the attack. She's just going to pop it over right to Zier. Moore sending it onto the outside. There's Egger with the attack. Pospisil on the dig. Walrup back set to Boggs. Boggs right to Fisher who digs. Moore going to come, and that's a flat-footed shot over there, kept alive by the Tetons. Halford trying to keep it up, and that is going to be another point that slips away from Williston State, now 6-1. Everything going Dawson's way here in the third set, and back to serve once again Taylor Fisher. Fisher, a sophomore from Gillette, Wyoming, lets another one fly, and that one is going to be wide. Tetons get a big break, and a service error for the Bucks. Stops the bleeding and gives the Tetons a serve. Greta Peterson will be back at the service line. Peterson readying herself, trying to get some momentum back. Here's one, right to Zier. Set up perfectly to Moore. It's going to come up. Pospisil can't get the dig, and the Bucks get the point back. Back to serve will be Grace Zier. Still a 5-point lead very early in this third set. 7-2 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Zier readies herself. She walks into the jump serve, sends it right over to Pospisil, bumps up. Halford has to race and recover. Here comes Sanchez off the fingertips of Zier. That one would have been long. Tetons get a gift, and now it is Amherst Boggs back to serve. Trying to get a few straight here for Williston so they can settle things down and get back into this one. Boggs sends one right to Zier off her fingertips and in there for an ace. Amherst Boggs with a huge ace, making it 7-4, much needed, trying to take some wind out of the sails of the Bucks. There's going to be a yellow card on the court. So yellow card called on the Tetons, not sure why, but the men in blue standing on either side of the net, making their presence felt here in this set number 3. So waiting to see if Boggs will get the serve or if it'll be sent over to the Bucks. So now, just a yellow card, so nothing happens. 7-4. Boggs with another serve. Zier with the dig. Moore sets it. Here comes to the outside. Blocked at the net, but gets down. That one by Edgar. And that one goes out of bounds. Coming in is Hanley. She'll come in for Boggs. 8-4. Coming out of the game for Dawson is Hawkins, as well as Moore. In is coming Flemings and Schwint. Reese Flemings will be back to serve for Dawson. 4-point lead for the Bucks here in set number 3. Fleming with the serve. Back to Pospisil. Takes the nice set over to over to Turcotte, and that is somehow going to be kept back up. There's going to be a carry called on the Bucks, and Coach Fritz and the Bucks not agreeing with that one. Tetons may have gotten a gift on that call as they called the carry on Schwinn. It looks like she had that one clean. Either way, Tetons get a much-needed point. Here comes Sanchez on the serve. Long serve going to go over. Here's Fleming outside to Edgar. Touches it over. There's kept alive by Hanley and Walrup. Fleming bumps it up. Here comes an attack from Edgar. That one will be sent wide. So momentum starting to change. That big MO looking to swing back to the Tetons side. Daff Sanchez again to serve, 8-6. Here comes another rocket by Sanchez, bumped up. Fleming there with the set. It's going to be middle it goes. Hanley with the dig. Walruff up to Jones on the outside, and Jones sits it. Going to be called a tip, and it looks like there was a tip at the line on the outside, but not called. So a 3-point advantage once again for Dawson. Fisher coming out of the game. Back in is Jenna Kelvig, who's been outstanding on that outside for Dawson. Serve coming from Edgar. Received by Sanchez. Turcotte sends it over there. Dug by Edgar. Fleming to Schwint. Right to Hanley. Here comes a set from Waller to the outside of Jones. Blocked at the net and down. Tetons get another point back. Back to a 2-point difference. 9-7. And that'll put Ashlyn Halford at the service line. Peterson coming back into the game. She'll come in for Halford. Halford back to serve. Trying to tighten this thing up even more. Ashlyn running into the jump serve, sends it across, gets it over to Zier. Outside attack coming. Halford bumps it. Sanchez keeps it alive. Free ball coming over from Walrup. There goes Zier on the bump. Set from Pettish. Blocked at the net by the Tetons. Kept alive by Zier. One touch over from the Bucks. Jones with a big attack, and that's going to be kept alive somehow. Free ball coming over. Halford gets it. Walrup outside again to Jones. Tipped up, kept alive. There's Edgar on it. Outside attack there, and it's going to go. They're going to call for a double hit. Coach Hink, and no, they do call it a double hit now. They give it back to the Tetons, and Coach Fritz will have to be careful. She doesn't get a card. So the official talking to Dawson now, and they're wanting to relay things. I think the up official saying, hey, that's about enough from the peanut gallery over on the Dawson bench from head coach Dina Fritz. And now it'll be Ashlyn Halford one more time. 9-8 Tetons trying to tie things back up. Halford runs into it. Here comes the serve. Little lollipop over. Pick up by Fleming. Touched over. There's Hanley. Great dig. One-time attack off the hands of Fleming and down. Fleming hit it when Edgar would have been right there. So Tetons tie it up at 9. 9-9 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Halford, before she gets back to the service line, talking with her defense or her teammates to make sure that they know what is going on here and what they want to do. Tie game after the Tetons started off down in a huge hole. Here comes Halford, runs into it. Sends another one down range. Edgar gets it. She misplays it a little bit. Zier sends it over to Schwint. Schwint with the attack. That one's blocked. Fleming has to reconfigure herself. There's Kelvig who gets it down off the fingertips of Greta Peterson. Back to a 1-point lead for Dawson. Zier coming out of the game. Back in to play the front row is Elena Woods. And off to serve is Mackenzie Peterson. Peterson send one over. That's right to Hanley. Great dig. Quick outside to Jones. Off the tip. Peterson gets it over. Free ball coming over from Fleming. Hanley up to Peterson. Little touch shot, and that one is just going to be wide. Peterson tried to get crafty, sent it over the blockers, but she just missed her mark. Great idea, but couldn't execute. And that will bring back Peterson again to serve Dawson up by 2, 11-9. Here it comes. Long serve, route to Hanley in the back row. Walrup to Jones. She sends it down. Fleming with a one-handed dig. Kelvig over to Schwint. Sends it over right to Hanley. Walrup to Jones again. Sends it down hard off the hands of Kelvig. Tetons back within 1. 11-10. And Walrup will be going back to serve. Peterson coming out of the game for Dawson. Back in his Zier at libero. Sanchez back in for Williston State. Walrup back to serve. Sanchez checked in for Halford. Walrup on the serve, right to Zier. There's Fleming. And that one's going to be blocked at the net, and that'll be called a double, another carry on Scarlett Schwint. That's her second being called on her. So tied at 11 once again. Tetons have done a fantastic job of battling back as the student section start to get back into this set number 3. We're all tied up at 1 set apiece and tied up at 11 apiece. There's the dig by Zier. Over to Fleming. Schwint is blocked at the net. Tetons dig it out. Flat-footed attack goes by Jones, and it gets over and pinballs around the Bucks. Tetons up by 1, 12-11. Walruff back to serve once again. Same routine for her every time. Looks over to get the call from Coach Hink. 2 dribbles and a deep breath. Here it comes over right in front of Schwint. It's going to get up outside to Kelvig. Blocked at the net, but out of bounds and tied back up at 12 apiece. And again, Kelvig on the attack. So back in is Moore for Fleming, as well as Hawkins in for Schwint. And back to serve will be number 17, Mason Moore. She's the one that sealed the deal for the Bucks in set number 2. Tied up at 12-12 here on the American State Bank scoreboard. Here comes a serve. They will be kept alive. Free ball come over after the pinball. Set by Moore. She's going to go outside to Kelvig, and that will get down. Bucks back up by 1, 13-12 off of the Kelvig attack. Moore again on the serve. Tetrons trying to prevent another big run by Moore and the Bucks. Here comes a serve from Moore, right over to Sanchez. Walruff with the back bump. Jones with a little soft push over. There's Zier to get it up. Moore with the set. Far outside, it's going to go. Tipped up, and that will get down. Careened off the hands of Peterson. 2-point lead by the Bucks. So Bucks 14, Tetons 12 here in set number 3. Winner advances in the West Sub-Region. Running up to it is Moore one more time. Sends a rocket right to Halford. Walruff on the set to Boggs. Boggs, who has it dug out by Edgar. Set in the middle by Moore. Outside, Kelvig mishandles it, and that'll be sent wide. So an attacking error on the Bucks gives the Tetons a point back. Pospisil will come in for Jones. Maya will head back to the service line. Looking to tie things back up and then give the Tetons a lead past the halfway mark of set number 3. So Maya, who can absolutely send rockets down range. She'll get into the jump serve. There comes one. Will be dug up by Hawkins. Here comes an outside attack from Kelvig. Pospisil tries to get to it, and that's another Dawson point. Back to a 2-point lead, 15-13. Kelvig comes out. Fisher comes in. So Fisher play the back row, and that will negate momentarily Jenna Kelvig on the outside for Dawson. Fisher, a proficient server, sends one to Pospisil, and off the wrist of Maya Pospisil, and in there for a Dawson ace. Oliver going to check into the game. She'll come in for Pospisil, so a defensive substitution. And Oliver, who had some troubles in the back half of set number 2, back in there to play the back row. Oliver with a great dig. Walruff outside to Sanchez, blocked at the net, but there's Edgar on the dig. Bump up by Moore. Outside, little touch. Walruff right there for the dig. Bumped up by Halford. Boggs again on the attack. Right to Moore. Set up by Zier. There's Boggs once again. Now to Walruff. Here comes Sanchez. Pops it over. Zier again with a great dig. Dawson flying. Attack coming down. Boggs again. Halford back to Sanchez. And that one's going to be with authority off the hands of Grace Zier. And the Teton faithful respond. And they pop for that huge attack. Tetons back within 2, 16-14. Halford coming out of the game. Turcotte in. Back to serve, Greta Peterson. Here comes Peterson with the jump serve. Back row, Zier takes it. Moore has to bump it up. A free push coming over. Oliver with the dig. Walruff to Turcotte. Puts it up. Edgar with the touch. Now on the outside, it's going to be hit down there by Hawkins. Tetons out of position, and after the quick break, back in is Halford. Once again, a 3-point lead for Dawson. And to serve now is Grace Zier. Tetons need to get a big push here as we enter the later stages of set 3. Zier right to Halford. Walruff with the back bump. Boggs on the attack. Into the net, and another Dawson point. 4-point lead now, and there's going to be a timeout coming for the Tetons. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back for more Teton volleyball action in 60 seconds.
Invest in yourself at Williston State College.
Scholarship opportunities are available to local and regional students. Eligible students can receive up to $12,000 in tuition and fees.
Make an investment in your education and future with 13 CTE and 15 associate programs, including business management, cybersecurity, agriculture, massage therapy, nursing, petroleum automation, IT, welding, and diesel technology.
Let them help you with that investment in your life. Call 701-774-4200 or visit willistonState.edu/scholarships.
So you need a new vehicle. You've done your homework, and a new Honda would be perfect. Reliable, fuel efficient, stylish, perfect. But where do you go? Why not your hometown Honda dealer, Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston. We have a nice selection of affordable new Hondas, and when it comes time for service, Ryan Honda's authorized Honda Service Center will keep your Honda running its best for years. Come see us today, your full-service hometown Honda dealership, Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston, or shop ryanhonda.net.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton Volleyball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons trail by 4 in set number 3, 18-14. Here comes a serve from Zier, right to Oliver. Walruff outside, Sanchez, and that one is going to be wide by Sanchez. Tetons looking for the tip, and that is going to be another point for Dawson, up by 5 now, 19-14. Zier on another serve, lollipop over to Sanchez. Walruff backside to Boggs, blocked at the net, and that is point number 20 for Dawson. So quick points in succession for the Buccaneers, making it 20-14. Another serve coming from Zier, popped up by Halford. Great save by Boggs. Free ball coming over from Oliver. Outside attack, blocked at the net by Turcotte and Sanchez, but it stays down inside the Teton's side. So there is a timeout now as they look like they have a little bit of scoreboard issue. It should be 21-14 as they now have 19-14, so 2 points missing from the scoreboard. Zier back to serve once again, and Dawson 4 points away from taking a 2-1 lead over Williston State. Tetons need to come up with something special here in the third set, and they're taking this extended timeout as Ashlyn Halford leads them in a huddle along with Jalen Walruff to make sure they're in the right position to try to take this one. So 21-14 on the scoreboard. Back to serve number 4, Grace Zier. Zier sends one along, right to Halford. Walruff gets it up. Boggs, the outside attack to Fisher. More on the set. That was going to be taken by Edgar. Oliver gets it up. Can Halford get to it? She can't. Point number 22. So Teton defense is reeling a little bit here again. They trail by 8, 22-14. They're going to have to win the next 2 in a row. Same position that they were in against Botno this week. Halford with the dig. Going to go out to Sanchez. Blocked at the net. Kept alive by Turcotte. Walruff up. Boggs flat-footed. Send it over to Zier. Here's more on the set. Coming to the outside. Not saved. No, it's going to be a point in by Hawkins. Off the hands of Walruff and down. 23-14. And another timeout coming for the Tetons. Tetons trying to rally and salvage this third set. We're going to step aside for a 1-minute timeout and be back with more Teton Volleyball.
When you're looking for a new or a different home, seek the counsel of the professionals at Basin Brokers. Basin Brokers has offices in Plentywood, Montana, Watford City, and Williston. The realtors at Basin Brokers know the market and will help you find the home that fits your requirements and budget. They're happy to answer all your questions about the area. The real estate office you want to know is Basin Brokers in Watford City, Plentywood, and Williston. Find them online at basinbrokers.com.
Of all your choices for a financial institution, clearly the best is the West. Western Cooperative Credit Union is money done the Western way. WCCU provides you with good old-fashioned Western hospitality every time you walk through our door. We treat you like neighbors ought to treat each other, because that's just who we are, neighbors. So head west. You'll know you're here when you see the bison on our sign. Join the herd at Western Cooperative Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Micro back here for Teton Volleyball. A serve from Zier goes in as an ace off the hands of Alyssa Oliver, making it 24-14. Tetons will need to score 11 in a row if they want to keep this third set alive. Here comes the serve from Zier. Rocket down to Halford. Sanchez up. Boggs on the kill. That's kept alive by Sanchez after the block by Peterson. Halford with the free ball over to Zier. Set in the middle. Peterson with the touch. Walraff with a nice save. Boggs to Sanchez. That one gets down. Tetons get a side out. They'll have to score 10 in a row now to keep this one going. And Amherst Boggs will be back to serve. Montasia Jones was set to come in for the sub, but she was called off last second. Boggs will be back to serve. Here she comes. Sends one over. That's right to Fisher. Moore sending it to the outside to Edgar. That's saved by Oliver. Touched over by Turcotte. Another attack coming from Haskins. Oliver with the dig. Touched over by Walraff. She bumps it up after its block. Halford to Sanchez. Sanchez hits it into the net, and the Bucks take set number 2 by the final of 25-15. Tetons are going to have to rally the troops and look to take the next 2 straight to advance to the West Sub-Region Finals. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have set number 4 here from the Well in Williston.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
G&G Pharmacy, an independent, locally owned retail pharmacy committed to providing you top-notch customer service from their friendly, fast, and knowledgeable staff. Open 7 days a week. G&G Pharmacy offers the convenience of a drive-through window and a traditional retail store. Hulda and Doug Toys available at their downtown Service Drug location. And no more wondering when your prescription's ready. Use the mobile app or receive a text message when it's ready from G&G Pharmacy. 572-RXRX. That's 572-7979.
Performance Plus, something new from American State Bank and Trust Company, an account that fits your active lifestyle. Free digital banking services including bill pay, remote deposit, and e-statements, an instant issue debit card, limited ATM fee refunds, and no maintenance fees. Go to ASBT.com for terms and conditions and stop in our main or north offices to open your new Performance Plus account. Banking the American State way. It's banking your way with Performance Plus. Member FDIC.
So you need a new vehicle. You've done your homework, and a new Honda would be perfect. Reliable, fuel efficient, stylish, perfect. But where do you go? Why not your hometown Honda dealer, Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston. We have a nice selection of affordable new Hondas, and when it comes time for service, Ryan Honda's authorized Honda Service Center will keep your Honda running its best for years. Come see us today, your full-service hometown Honda dealership, Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston, or shop ryanhonda.net.
Mike, we're back here for Teton Volleyball on 660 Keys News Radio. Less than a minute before we get ready for set number 4. Dawson has a 2-1 lead over the Tetons. They came back from a 5-point deficit in set number 2 to take the win, and they were off like a house of fire in set number 3. Tetons were able to climb back, but not before Dawson put the hammer down and cruised to a 25-15 win. Tetons will have to win this one in dramatic fashion should they want to. They need to pick up set number 4 as well as set number 5 here at the Well. Tetons coming back on the court. Boggs, Jones, Walraff, Schultz, Peterson, and Oliver are set to start off for Williston State. For the Buccaneers, it'll be Woods, Kellavig, Hawkins, Zier, Jones, and Edgar. Setting off to serve in this 4th set will be number 17, Mason Moore. She's had a terrific serving day. There's Peterson checking out of the game, coming in for Halford, who will take over in the back row. Moore, who is picking on Alyssa Oliver in set number 3. See if she picks up where she left off. Here comes the serve, right to Oliver. That's sent right back over, punched up by Woods, and can't be contained by the Bucks. So what was a little bit of a mistake by the Tetons ends up in a fortuitous situation as the Bucks cannot convert the dig over for a point. Tetons up by 1-0. Amherst Boggs on the serve, and she's going to sail one by about 15 feet. And that'll be a quick side out, tie things up back at 1 apiece. Kelvig coming out for the Bucks. In is coming Fisher. So Fisher will set to serve. Tetons looking to shore things up defensively. Take home this set number 4. 1-1 on your American State Bank scoreboard. Fisher right at Boggs. She bumps it up. Schultz going to get a free ball over to Jones. Here is Zier with the dig. Moore going to the outside. That's going to be blocked, but kept alive one more time. Officials may have missed a double hit. Here comes Schultz with the attack. That one's right to Moore. Zier with the set. Outside to Edgar. Sends it right at Halford. Walruff with the set to the outside. Sanchez with the big save. Tries to get it up, and that is going to be a 4-hit on the Bucks. Tetons take a 1-point lead, 2-1. Jones comes out, Peterson comes back in, and Halford will be back to the service line. So Ashlyn Halford, libero for the Tetons, will be serving. She'll get the service instruction now, jog into the jump serve. Send it along, that will be right to Fisher. Moore in the back, cross court to Edgar, and that is going to be off some fingertips and down. Knotted back up at 2 apiece. So back to serve will be Grace Zier as these two teams are battling at it here in this 4th set. Here comes a serve from Zier. Boggs gets it. Walruff over to Peterson, touches it over, and that one is going to be sent long by Edgar. She was trying to sneak it in the back row. Boggs was all there alone, but it just got sent long. Ashlyn Halford to serve for Williston State. Emily Schultz checks out of the game. Halford walks into the serve. Here she comes. Sends it along. That's right to Fisher. Moore with the outside set to Edgar. Right there is Halford diving zig. Walruff gets it down. One times it off the dig from Halford for a big Teton point. They love those plays, and Halford can be a game changer. Not only is she setting, but she's primarily an outside hitter, so when she can take advantage, she does, and it's a big boost for the Tetons. Hanley back to serve one more time. Here she comes. Sends it back to Zier. Set on to the middle. That's going to be blocked at the net by Peterson. Outside attack coming from Edgar. Over to Boggs. Can't get the one-handed dig up there, and that will be another side out and a point, making it 4-3. Tetons still up by 1. Fleming checking in as well as Schwint. Out is going Moore and Hawkins. Fleming will be back to serve. So the substitute setter in there, and she'll be back to serve for Dawson. Runs into one, sends one right back to Halford. Perfect bump up to Warrow. Here comes Peterson. That's going to be off the hands of Fleming. Fisher keep it alive. Free ball coming over for Zier. Hanley to Walruff. Peterson with the push. Gets it down in front of Fisher for the side out and another point. Tetons back up by 2. Daphne Sanchez back to serve for Williston State. Sanchez sends long flat-footed serves over. Here she comes. That one's going to be way back. Zier gets it. That one get into the net and somehow kept alive. Hanley has to serve to get it. Boggs with the attack off the hands of Edgar. Over and one, and miscommunication by the Tetons lets a point slip away, giving the serve back to the Bucks. Back to serve is going to be Natalie Edgar. Sanchez coming out of the game. Oliver coming back in. So 3 defensive specialists in for the Tetons. Oliver, Hanley, and Halford. Walruff on the set over to Peterson. Misplays it and hits it down. We are all tied up at 5 apiece. So self-inflicted mistakes for the Tetons, which have cost them in sets 2 and 3. trying to clear that up. Oliver with the great dig. Walruff with the set. Peterson with the nice save, coming back over from Boggs, flat-footed. It's going to be popped up. Zier tries to save it, can't. Tetons reclaim the lead, get the serve back, and Greta Peterson will head back to serve. In to play the middle is Montasia Jones, in for Ashlyn Halford. Greta Peterson to serve for Williston. Runs up to the jump serve. That's a rocket over to Edgar. Coming on the outside is Kelvig, over to Oliver. She pops it up. Here's Peterson, free ball coming over from Hanley, sends it up to Edgar. Tack coming, and there is going to be a push over by Schwint. And Schwint just squeaks it past the defenders, tie things back up at 6 apiece. Serving for Dawson, number 18, Mackenzie Peterson. With her serving, takes her off the front row. Send it right to Hanley. Walruff outside to Boggs, and that is going to be out. Looking for the touch was the Tetons, not there. 1 point lead for the Bucks here in this win or go home set for the Tetons. Peterson back to serve again. Dawson with a 1 point lead, 7-6 on the American State Bank scoreboard. They're waiting for Boggs to tie a shoe. Now she's ready to go. Here is the serve from Peterson. She'll walk into it flat-footed, and that'll hit the net. And another service error for the Bucks. First of the set for them, 5th overall, and that ties it up at 7 apiece. Walruff back to serve. She'll look to give the Tetons a lead once again. Jalen runs in. Here's the jump serve. Lollipops over. Zier with the dig. Going to be pushed up. There's Walruff with the nice dig. Halford with the bump. Here comes Schultz on the attack. That's blocked up, but Tetons keep it alive, but they can't keep it in bounds. A side out for the Bucks once again. Tetons can't seem to get any breathing room here in these later sets. Fleming coming out as well as Schwint. Hawkins and Moore back in, and Moore will be back to serve. 8-7. Bucks up by 1 over the Tetons. Moore on the serve. She runs into it and lets it fly. That'll be right over to Oliver. Walruff with the bump. Here comes the attack from Boggs. Off fingertips and down. Tetons, much needed point. And Boggs looks like she is locked in here in set number 4. Oliver coming out. Sanchez coming in. Amherst Boggs looks to send one fly. Here it's a little lollipop right to Zier. She'll be more. Going to go outside to Kelvig. Right to Halford. Walruff outside. Sanchez sends it flat-footed to Zier. Here comes another set for Moore. Back set. It's going right over to Hawkins. Dug by Walruff. Sent over by Schultz. Tries to flip it over. She does. And that is going to get down there. Tetons get the point. No, they give the into the net call by Jones. So that would have been a nifty, crafty play by Emily Schultz. Instead goes to the Bucks. Dawson up by 1, 9-8. Line drive right to Boggs. Walruff gets it there. Here comes Sanchez with a big kill right off of the hands of Fishers. Tetons tie it back up at 9. Ashlyn Halford back to serve one more time. Trying to give her team a lead and then put some breathing room in between the two squads. Halford waiting for everyone to get set. Now sends it on its way. Line drive right to Fisher. Set over by Zier. Back row attack coming. Boggs gets it up. That one's going to get over. Push into the net by Edgar. And no one was around, so she touched it again for the double hit. Tetons up 1. So Halford back to serve again. Tetons holding on to the thinnest of margins here in set number 4. The sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida. Her mom surprised her today, coming up all the way from the Sunshine State. And there is Fisher, plays the reception of the serve. Ace for the Tetons. Timeout coming for the Bucks. Bucks want to talk about things. Tetons up by 2. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. Back in 60 seconds.
McDonald's of Williston is proud to support all the Williston State Teton athletic teams and would like to wish them success this season. McDonald's would like to thank the community of Williston and the surrounding area for your patronage over the years. Hey, the next time you're in town, stop by McDonald's for a great meal or a quick snack. McDonald's of Williston. Breakfast, lunch, or dessert, come on into McDonald's of Williston. Proud to be a part of Teton Athletics and proud to be part of the Williston community. From their humble beginnings in 1910 through 4 generations, family-owned First International Bank and Trust has been delivering on the promise to help dreams come true, one customer at a time. Their style of banking places the focus on you first and your overall experience, keeping your best interests in mind and striving to provide smart financial solutions that improve and simplify your life, letting you get back to what matters most. First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton Volleyball on 660 Keys News Radio. Ashlyn Halford on the serve, back to Fisher. She has the dig. There's Moore. Gets it up over to Edgar. There's Halford on the dig. Walruff sent to the outside to Schultz. She pops it over. Right there, Fisher. Moore going to go back over to Edgar for the touch attack. And that is going to be a touch by Peterson. And that touch sends it right over Jalen Walruff, who was diving for the pancake. Couldn't touch it. And that's a side out. Teton still hold a 1-point lead, 11-10 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Zier with the rocket serve. Boggs keeps it up. And Schultz sends the free ball over. Zier with the dig. Moore sends it to the outside to Edgar. Touched. Sanchez gets it up. Walruff back to Sanchez, and that's blocked there. Good block on the outside by Peterson. Hard to get over that 6'1" long frame of Mackenzie Peterson, tied back up at 11. Zier again on the serve. Tetons looking to get a side out. Rocket over to Boggs. Great bump. Walruff to Schultz. Schultz sends a free ball over. Fisher on the dig. Moore going to go outside, and that one is at the net, touched by Peterson and Sanchez. 1-point lead by the Bucks here in set number 4, 12-11, just right before the halfway mark of set number 4. Grace Zier again to serve. Zier runs into the serve. Right to Boggs. Here comes the set from Walruff. Outside. Sanchez off the hands of Rihanna Hawkins and down. Tetons tie it back up at 12. Hanley back in for Schultz. And Michelle Hanley will go to the service line, trying to give the Tetons a lead back and put a little more space in between these two squads than just 1 point. Hanley coming right down the lane. Will send one to the back row. Fisher gets it. Moore on the outside attack to Edgar. Boggs with it, nice. Walruff touches it over, trying to get it up. Fisher gets it. Free ball coming over from Edgar. Hanley with the dig. Outside, Sanchez missed on the set. She has to send it over flat-footed. More of the back set. Here it comes over, right to Boggs on the dig. Walruff over to Sanchez, sends it in there, and that's going to be touched down and can't be kept alive by the Tetons. So a misplay at the net by Greta Peterson gives the visitors, Dawson Community College, a 1-point lead, 13-12. In to serve Reese Fleming, as well Scarlett Schwent. And Fleming will go back to serve, trying to give Dawson an extra point lead. Here comes a serve from Fleming. That one will be sent long. Second service error of the set for the Bucks. Daphne Sanchez back to serve. Both these teams back and forth. Heavyweight bout here in the Montauk Conference Sub-Regional Semifinal. Sanchez into the net. It goes. Just the third service error on the day for the Tetons, but that gives the Bucks a 1-point lead. Sanchez comes out. Oliver comes back in, and that'll put Natalie Edgar at the service line. Edgar waiting for the official in the substitution. Also, Fisher coming out, and on the outside is going to be Kelovic. Serve from Fisher, right to Oliver. Perfect to Walruff. Outside, Peterson on the touch. Zier's right there. Schwint sends it over. Walruff going to the outside for Boggs. Off fingertips, and down it goes for a Teton point. Tied back up at 14, and Greta Peterson will head to the service line. Coming in for Ashlyn Halford. Number 2, Montasia Jones. She'll be patrolling that middle. Greta Peterson on the serve. She'll run into it and let it fly. That's going to be right to Zier. Brings it up. There it goes out to Kelovic. Sends it down. Oliver on the dig. Walruff with the bump. Here comes Boggs on the attack, and Tetons can't quite get that one down. 1-point lead once again for Dawson. 15-14 over Williston State. Back to serve again, Mackenzie Peterson. So Peterson has been to the service line plenty of quick successions here. Oliver with the push up to Walruff. Boggs sends it over flat-footed right in front of Mackenzie Peterson. She took a quick step back before she lunged forward. Knots it back up at 15 apiece. Jalen Walruff to serve again in the set for Williston State. Peterson going out for Dawson. Elena Woods coming in. Here comes Jalen Walruff's first serve this trip through. That one's going to just tip over. Schwint with a nice diving dig. Free ball coming over right to Halford. Walruff outside to Boggs. Touches it over, pushed back. Boggs saves it. Walruff bumps it up. Here comes Schultz attempt. That's going to be blocked at the net. Woods has to send it back up. Here, attack over from Kelvig. Oliver can't get it up. No, it's saved by Boggs, but Halford can't get enough on it. Back to a 1-point Dawson lead. Tetons can't get any extra room to breathe here as Dawson is playing them for everything that they have. Back to serve, Mason Moore. She's been a service ace for Dawson here. Moore has been sending them primarily over to Oliver. She runs into it, and that one will be short. Jones has to save it as it tips up, and there is a little scramble for it. Jones sends the free ball over to Zier in the back corner. Your quick set over, and that's going to be pushed down by Montasia Jones. It was Elena Woods tried for the little tip over, and she couldn't get it over the long arms of Montasia Jones. Tetons tie it back up at 16. Amaris Boggs back to serve. She'll flat foot serve it over there. It's going to go to Edgar. Outside to Kellevic. Blocked at the net, touched up, and trying to get it over, and that is a carry called on Dawson. So that'll give the Tetons a 1-point lead, 17-16, as these teams are racing towards the finale of this fourth set. Boggs sends another long one over to Zier. Here it comes, back set over. It's going to be touched by Sanchez, but it goes down. Elena Woods on the attack. That ties it back up at 17. Kelvig coming out. Fisher coming back in, and she'll head to the service line. So Tetons trying to get the quick side out and retake the lead. Taylor Fisher on the serve, sends one over to Boggs, bumps it up quick, and that is going to be misplayed by Boggs. Dawson back up by 1. 18-17 on the American State Bank scoreboard. So Fisher back to serve another time, trying to give Dawson a larger lead over the Tetons. Halford scooches over and grabs it. Jones with a quick set from Walruff, gets it down there. Montasia Jones with authority, just what the Tetons needed. Peterson comes in for Jones, and Halford will be back to serve. So 7 points. First one to 7 will take home set number 4, unless this one goes a little longer, as this one has been back and forth. Ashlyn Halford ready to serve. Taking a little extra time, getting the play call from Coach Hink. Here, she'll send one over. Line drive right to Zier. Moore set it up on the outside to Edgar. There's going to be popped up by Walruff. Schultz with the flat-footed attack, heads it into the net. 1-point lead for Dawson. Now 19-18. Dawson 6 points away from taking the sub-regional semifinal on the road here in Williston. Here comes Zier on the serve, into the net, ties it back up at 19. So third service error in the set for Dawson, and that has been a huge factor of keeping the Tetons in this one, back tied at 19. Schultz comes out, Halford back in. So Hanley comes in. Here comes Michelle Hanley on the serve. This one's back to Zier. Taken by Moore. Attack by Edgar. That one will be sent long. Tetons first to 20. 20-19. Now Tetons need 5 to force a set number 5. Hanley back to serve. Time for big-time players to step up here for the Tetons. Here comes Michelle. Sends a rocket down there. Taken by Fisher. Moore going to the back serve. Hanley takes it up. Boggs keeps it alive. Halford with the free ball over. Fisher with the bump. Here's Moore, keeping it again, outside to Egger with the push. Sanchez with the set. Waldrop gets it in there. Fisher gets it down, and into the pole it goes, and it's going to hit the pole, and a Teton point. Tetons at 21 2-point lead. Well, Coach Fritz having a couple words for the officials there. 21-19, and the Bucks are going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. Back in 60 seconds from the well in Williston.
Invest in yourself at Williston State College.
Scholarship opportunities are available to local and regional students. Eligible students can receive up to $12,000 in tuition and fees.
Make an investment in your education and future with 13 CTE and 15 associate programs, including business management, cybersecurity, agriculture, massage therapy, nursing, petroleum automation, IT, welding, and diesel technology.
Let them help you with that investment in your life. Call 701-774-4200 or visit willistonstate.edu/scholarships.
On Sundays, your NFL team is always playing at Buffalo Wild Wings. With 63 HD TVs having the NFL package, you will not miss a minute of action. Enjoy wings, salads, sandwiches, and more as your teams take the field. Come in and fan up while enjoying the variety of beers on tap from kickoff to the final whistle. Located at 417 Rieger Drive in Williston, North Dakota, football lives here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beers, sports.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton Volleyball. Hanley on the serve. Edgar comes back, blocked at the net by Peterson. Moore keeps it alive. Zier on the outside. There's going to go over to Hawkins. Hanley and Boggs jump into each other. There is Sanchez. Sends it over. Peterson on the dig. Here comes Moore for the quick shot over. Sanchez with the dig. Waldrop sending it off to Sanchez. Wasn't ready for it. She sends it into the net. Now 21-20. Tetons trying to get the final 4 points and force a set number 5 here for the West Sub-Regional. Rihanna Hawking sends one over into the net. Service error number 4 of the set for Dawson. That'll put Daphne Sanchez on the service line. Tetons need 3 more points to force set number 5. Here comes the serve from Daff. She'll walk into the flat-footed. Sends it over. Taken by Zier. Moore going to get it up to Edgar with the attack. Blocked at the net. Moore with the dig. Zier again. Edgar with the free ball over. Hanley with the dig. Waldrop up. Going to go to Boggs. Gets it down. Amaris Boggs with authority. Floating through the air with the greatest of ease. She sends it down. 23-20. Now Sanchez back to serve one more time. Here comes Daff. She sends it over. Now it's going to be popped up by Fisher. Outside to Edgar. That's going to be down there for an attack. Tetons couldn't get to the block in time. 23-21. Tetons need a stop and a point. Serving Natalie Edgar. Sanchez coming out of the game. Oliver coming in. Out is Fisher for the Bucks. In is Kelevig. Serve going to go right to Elver. Waldrop to Boggs. Boggs gets it down on the line. Tetons point. Set point in set number 4. Greta Peterson back to serve. Here comes Montasia Jones to try to seal the deal and force a winner-take-all set 5. Greta Peterson, who has been strong with the serve today for the Tetons. Here comes Peterson. Sends it over right to Zier. Moore on the outside. Here comes Kelevig. Oliver with the bump and miscommunication sent over by Jones. So point number 22 for the Bucks. Little miscommunication between Waldrop and Jones on that one. Looking like Jones was expecting Waldrop to get a quick set to her. Waldrop thought Jones was going for the dig. Mackenzie Peterson to serve for the Tetons. Peterson pops one over right to Oliver. Waldrop outside. Boggs blocked at the net. Hanley keeps it alive. Here comes over to Waldrop. She sends it over. Here it comes up, bumped up. Flat foot, or here comes Kelevig. Blocked at the net. Kept alive by the Bucks. Kelevig again. She pops it over. Tipped at the net. Waldrop going to send it up. Boggs again. Tipped up by Edgar. Kept alive again. Edgar going to have to send the free ball over, and that one will be wide. Tetons, stay alive. Get to set number 5. Here we go. First to 15 takes it and advances. There's going to be 3 minutes on the clock here at the well in Williston. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back for the 5th set here for Teton Volleyball on 660 Keys News Radio.
You don't have to drive hundreds of miles to get a great deal on a new or used vehicle. Price sells cars at Williston Auto. We're in the business of beating the deal from any dealer. Go ahead, shop around from Bismarck to Billings. Then bring us their best deal. We'll squish it like a bug and beat it like a rented mule.
No animals or insects were injured while making this commercial.
Price sells cars at Williston Auto and WillistonAuto.com. See dealer for details.
When you're looking for a new or a different home, seek the counsel of the professionals at Basin Brokers. Basin Brokers has offices in Plentywood, Montana, Watford City, and Williston. The realtors at Basin Brokers know the market and will help you find the home that fits your requirements and budget. They're happy to answer all your questions about the area. The real estate office you want to know is Basin Brokers in Watford City, Plentywood, and Williston. Find them online at basinbrokers.com. From their humble beginnings in 1910 through 4 generations, family-owned First International Bank and Trust has been delivering on the promise to help dreams come true, one customer at a time. Their style of banking places the focus on you first and your overall experience, keeping your best interests in mind and striving to provide smart financial solutions that improve and simplify your life, letting you get back to what matters most. First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Of all your choices for a financial institution, clearly the best is the West. Western Cooperative Credit Union is money done the Western way. WCCU provides you with good old-fashioned Western hospitality every time you walk through our door. We treat you like neighbors ought to treat each other, because that's just who we are, neighbors. So head west. You'll know you're here when you see the bison on our sign. Join the herd at Western Cooperative Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Mike River back here for Teton Volleyball on 660 Keys News Radio. If the first 4 sets were a marathon, this 5th is going to be a sprint. The first to 15 will take it. Tetons and the Bucks flipped sides after the initial coin toss. We have about 30 seconds left before we get started here with the winner-take-all set number 5 from the Well in Williston. Tetons battled back and came away with that huge set 4 victory. Had some big-time plays coming up. Amherst Boggs looming large on the outside. Tetons coming onto the court with Walruff, Peterson, Boggs, Oliver, and Jones. Schultz checking in as well, and Halford will be checking in for Peterson in the back row. For Dawson, it will be Zier, Hawking, Edgar, Moore, Woods, and Kelvig. So there goes out Peterson. In is coming Halford. Tetons will get the serve first. Jalen Walruff will be back on the serve to start things off here in set number 5. So Walruff waiting for the official signal to ready. There's the whistle. Here we go. Set number 5 at the Well in Williston. Walruff with the serve. It's going to be over there for Zier. Has to lunge to get it more. Going to the outside. Kelvig blocked at the net. Kept alive by Zier. One time over. Oliver keeps it alive. Walruff over to Boggs. And that will be long. Looking for the tip. Tip goes to the Tetons. Williston State gets the point off the fingertips of Moore and or Woods. Gives the Tetons a 1-point lead here. First to 15. Walruff again looking to send one down range for the Tetons. 2 dribbles and a deep breath. Here comes the next one. Right to Edgar. Moore on the back set to the Bucks. And that is going to be a late call coming on that one as it got sent down from Moore. So the official got caught up in the action and then said, hey, that was into the pole area. And so that ties it up at 1. So first to 14 now. Back to serve will be Mason Moore. Moore right to Oliver. Great dig. Walruff outside to Boggs. Sends it to Moore, who puts it over in 1. Schultz with the dig. Here comes to Walruff. Back to Schultz. That's going to be tipped up. Edgar on the save. Moore gets it. Be touched over. There is Jones, who keeps it alive. Oliver gets it and hits it right at Halford, who couldn't do anything with it. So miscommunication for the Tetons. They're trailing by 1. 2-1. Moore back to serve. Mason Moore again on the serve. Tetons looking to buckle down and get the side out. Here's the serve right to Oliver. Great dig. Out in the middle. It's going to go to Jones. Taken. There it's going to go again.